Didn't get away with that one.
These are beautiful. These are beautiful rounds I've got here for you. And this is what we call a bundle. A bundle basically means that you get the opportunity to have different, sometimes different strands, sometimes the same strands together. And it's like when you go and multi-purchase from those well-known stores and you go and buy like crisps in huge boxes and you get a discounted price. That's very similar to what we do here. So we've got here for you 2 strands, and you can see that they have that really lovely aqua blue even across them. And with that aqua blue colour, you've got a real nice freshness, a real nice appearance, and I think because you've got them in this size, because of that really brightness of the colour, it almost isn't as overpowering. It gives them strength, but without being overpowering. As you can see, I have got 2 strands here for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what your double trouble price is, shall we? That's a clearance deal, isn't it? For 2 strands.
Definitely.
£5.95, 2 strands. That's incredible. That really is genuinely astonishing. By the way, I was giggling before because when we were off shot, Michael came up with a little bit of blue roll because I'd actually drooled whilst looking at the oval. So I'd accidentally had a little bit of spittle on my desk, and Michael came and cleared it off. You're a love. Thank you so much, Michael. I would have got it off myself if I'd seen. £5.95. Oh, I'm such a classy lass. £5.95 for you today on these ones. A real great deal. Look at that. I adore this. I really, really, really do. What would we be doing to show it off?
I think it'd be nice to do quite something dramatic, quite like a big cuff, to do a diamond weave cuff, perhaps with elastic, so you could take it off and what have you. That'd be really nice. Or even, you know, just for holidays, have fun. Just to put either a silver spacer bead or a gold spacer bead in between, and just make a really nice necklace and elasticated bracelet. And you're off, aren't you, on your holidays? Yeah. It's a lovely summer colour. You are. Your holiday. Yeah. Celebrate. Absolutely.
I've got loads and loads of goodies to come up for you today. I've got that necklace coming up. I've also got a mammoth amount of chain on spools coming up for you today. Sarah's messaging. We're doing messaging. It's Women's Confidence Day today. We want to know what gives you confidence. Sarah's saying, my wonderful fiance gives me confidence. He believes I can do anything and is always telling me how proud he is of me. Love him very much, says Sarah. Oh, give him a squeeze from us. That is so important, isn't it? To be with someone that makes you feel that confident. And I'm so glad. Your name also, Sarah, will be entered into our hat to win some of Debbie Bulford's beautiful pieces. £5.95 is your price on these ones today. Really beautiful colour on these. Now I'm going to do the kits because I've got quite a few aspects to do with this, so I don't want to take up too much time. I'm going to start off doing this part of the kit, and if you watched me in the previous hour, this is the kit I talked about when I mentioned the price. But you're not going to believe me because of the amount we have. What did you think about this kit when you got it?
I mean, they're just my colours, and I thought it was a fabulous combination of colours, and to have the findings in there, and I just think it's fabulous because they'll go on forever and ever. Those reels of threads will go on forever. They're fabulous. They really are.
Aren't they? They're really, really captivating. I'm going to start off talking about our findings. Findings, for anyone who's new, is all the bits you need to hold everything together. It's like your underwear, sort of. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, gosh, foundation of something.
Foundation. That's better. That's better. It's your foundation of everything, really. Keeps everything in place. You have got the opportunity here to get the likes of your chains, your findings, of your earring wires, shepherd's hooks, etc. You'll recognise some of these if you are new. Some of them you may not, but I'll briefly tell you the types of things they do. Chain, for adding on maybe your charm bracelet, maybe your neckline pieces. your shepherd's hook, sometimes referred to as earring wires. I'm sure you'll recognise these. Go through your ear, and you can add little dangles from these. You could add drops with these, with the likes of your head pins, which in this selection I have in 2 different styles. I have your original and I have your super fine as well for your different styles of gemstones. You've also got in here the likes of your jump rings, which are great for adding your clasps on, but also can be used in different types of jewellery. And you have your clasps. These are your bolt ring clasps, so they're going to be great for your back of your neckline pieces or your bracelets. You've got crimps in here, crimp tubes, and these are what are wonderful to essentially loop beading thread with, but you can use them as spacers in between gemstones to make them go further. You have got your spacers here as well, which are beautiful little round details, and we are talking about polymer clay today, and you can add things like this to your polymer clay to give a really interesting look. And then you have your crimp covers, which go over the tubes to give you a really beautiful fine finish. So you've got all of that in a findings pack, big amount in there. I'm then going to talk to you about the beading thread. I mentioned this with the cord earlier on. Beading thread is a great medium. I love it. I really genuinely do. If you want to learn more about how to use beading thread, then we do have DVDs based around it. But essentially, it's very fine wire, lots of very fine wire with a coating over the top. And that means it's got a bounce to it, it's got flexibility to it, so you can strand onto it. Some of our temporary strands will have beading thread. But also it means you can make shapes, you can make flowers, you can do little ribbon kind of tendrils, with like your Christmas wrapping, when you get your bows, you know what I mean? So you can do tendrils, great in fascinators because of the lightness and its movement. Really gorgeous array of colours in here too. You can see we're very much in the metallics. You've got those bronzes, the antique tones, you've got your golden hues and your silvers in here, so a really lovely amount of that. Sticking with the metallics, we're going on to these cords. How are these to work with, please, Debbie B?
They're lovely, they really, really shine. They really shine, but it's the amount that's on these reels. It just goes on and on and on.
How much have we got on them? We've got a fair lot. I'll tell you in a second. I'll find it in my graphics. Oh, no, I can't find it there. But they go on and on and on, which means for making, you've got loads to work with.
I mean, if you wanted to do an evening sort of kimihimo look or something, you could do. But I've used quite a bit of them with what I've done, and I just don't look like I've even touched them.
Yeah.
It just is amazing. It really is.
You've just had so much to work with. It doesn't actually say how much you're getting on these, but from what I recall, it was meters and meters and meters. No. It's not just 10 meters, is it? You can tell that.
Absolutely not.
You can see that. It's really beautiful. You can see how metallic it is. It gives such a lovely look. It's got a nice texture to it as well, actually.
It has.
I bet it's quite good for macrame because it's got that grip.
Very much so. Yes, it will. Yes, because it almost holds the beads where you place them, if you like.
Yeah,
it just completely grabs hold of them. They're lovely. They really are nice to work with.
And I feel like I haven't seen them in ages, actually.
No, I thought at first when I opened up the kit that they were reels of chain, because they look so shiny. They look like really fine chain.
Yeah, they do actually. If you do love chain, I have got the necklace and spools of it coming up for you later. Let's get on into the gemstones, shall we? I am in love with these absolute whoppers of sardonyx. I feel like we don't see often.
No, we don't see often, actually.
In fact, my producer Toby, how long have you been here, Tobes? 7 months, says he's never seen it before.
Really?
But we don't see it often at all, do we?
Things like that and carnelian and what we very rarely see now. I don't know why.
No, you're right. I absolutely love it though because it's got such a strength to it. In fact, the history of it is kind of to do with strength. The Romans used to use it as kind of elements of their armoury, and what they do is they would carve into it, very much like a cameo design, images of the god of war. It was Mars, and they'd kind of etch that into them, and they'd have them on their armoury because they believed that the strength of the gem would kind of help them when they were going into battle. It's not something that we get to see that often, and I'm going to suggest that one of the reasons for that could be because the prices have varied greatly. There was prices relatively recently whereby it was higher priced than gold for its weight. So I'm not sure if that's why we stopped buying it. It's happened a few times in the past, but quite recently it has as well. Really stunning strand there for you. So really special opportunity here. And then I've got the Mookite. Mookite, of course, a perfect gemstone for today, from Mooka Creek, a one locational gem from Australia. Mooka Creek is well, the name Mooka essentially is it's an Aboriginal word, and it basically means slow running water. And what I have with this is something that is created by running water. So essentially, this is from areas where my water used to run, and you have these tiny, tiny creatures, which over time became fossilized, and then silica has edged on top of them and has essentially almost cemented them, say, into the rock. And that's what you're getting here. You're getting these elements of all of these ancient, delicate creatures fossilized, giving such a diversity in hues. It really is. If you got that morganite round strand that I had on earlier, you've got colours that are going to go beautifully. Those kind of sweetheart hues that you've got running through here, they're going to work really well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very affordable gem here at Jewellery Maker, Mookite. I'm putting that out there straight away. It's not if you're going to buy it near the mine at all, but we do great prices on it, and you love it so much that Mookite last year held a title, which was it was the gem that sold out most on its first time of viewing. I'm going to remind you what you've got in this kit. You have got your Mookites in those hand-carved leaves, which just give them such an elegant appeal. You've also got your sardonyx in the 12mm faceted rounds. You've got that trio of the metallic zari threads with the gold and the bronze and the almost gunmetal. You've then got a mass array of your beading thread and an entire findings pack. Your price point today should be £40, essentially. It's already a really good price. Today, though, ladies and gentlemen, £19.95 for you today. Now, let's just remind ourselves, we've got Mookite, we don't get to see that often, and it's hand carved. We've got sardonyx, we definitely don't get to see often. In fact, my producer Toby hasn't seen it in the last 7 months at all. You're getting 3 sets of those zari thread, which I feel like I haven't seen in a few months. You're getting 5 sets of the beading thread in those different colours, and it's 50 metres on each, and you're getting an entire finding pack. That means you're getting 11 products, which means per product is approximately £1.81.
Wow.
I decided to do a little bit of research online, and I went and typed in gift on the whole internet, gifts under £2. Everything that came up was gifts under £20.
Yeah.
Clicked on a few links, found something a little bit more like it, and I could actually only find, I spent a good sort of 8-9 minutes doing this. I could only find a few products under £2, and they were green lipstick. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
A 2-use hair conditioner.
What?
2 use, so it's enough for 2 uses. And eyebrow wax. That's all I could find, ladies and gentlemen. That is all I could find. But what you could get for that price is hand-carved Mookite strand. I know I definitely prefer that to my green lippy. You could get 50 metres worth of that gorgeous metallic beading thread. Yeah, I definitely prefer that to the eyebrow wax. You could get a mammoth spool of that beautiful kind of metallic, almost bronzy coloured cord, which goes on for metres and metres and metres. And I definitely prefer that as well to a 2-use hair conditioner.
Yes, absolutely. Quite agree.
That is a great deal, isn't it?
It is. Very
really,
much so.
really great. Well done to everyone who's treating yourself to those. I think it really is a very, very, very special deal. And I do need to... There's a Becky who's coming for it, and you spell your name the same as me. That is exciting. It really is, Becky. It doesn't happen often at all. Don't forget, if you want to text in, I'm bringing another part of the kit now, but if you do want to text in, it's Women's Confidence Day today, and we're going to enter you into a competition when you text us in, and I will show you text on screen as well, what gives you confidence. Okay, I'm going to... 60777, by the way, is our text-in number. Okay, which section did you say? The clay. We've got very special bezels coming up with this.
We have.
Very special. I've never seen them before. I think they're new from what I looked at in the history. Definitely in these bundles. They're not just going to be for your polymer clay either. They're going to be so much more. But they're coming up in a moment or three. Starting off now, though, with your Primo clay. Now, let's start way back at basics. What is polymer clay? Please.
Okay, polymer clay are tiny particles of plastics, basically, held together with a plasticizer and then coloured with a pigment. It is a non-toxic craft material for any age. The Sculpey Primo is the most well-loved and the best all-round clay that you can buy on the market. It doesn't stain your hands when you use it. The colour range is fantastic. The only thing I would say is that when you bake it, it is slightly flexible, and it always will be flexible, because people always on Facebook say, why is my clay not hard? It will always have a bit of give to it, but that means that it won't snap.
Yes, of course.
So it's good. But it is a lovely medium to get into no matter what age. You just get addicted to it.
Yeah. And I've seen people at your workshop saying the exact same thing.
Yeah. You just lose yourself.
Yeah.
You really do. You can just be completely in a different world. It's lovely. And
I hope I'm not kind of out of line saying this, it's actually, once you get your head around it, quite a quick medium to work with.
It is.
Isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. And also you can look at something and say, I want to make such and such, but I'm missing that shape bead, that colour. You can make it. Yeah. You don't have to go to the shops and buy it and then buy one that's okay, not quite what you want. You can make what's in your head.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you can have this design in your head and you can create it.
Create it yourself. You've got this Primo collection here, as you can see, and you're getting it in the orange, the yellow, the pomegranate, the white, the black, the gold. You're also getting it in the rouge, and you're getting it in your ecru as well. You've got such an array of colours here to take you really party to the likes of your face canes. You've got the black and white in here, which we rarely see.
I know.
A really special collection here. Treat yourself to it whilst you can. Your price point. Wow.
Oh, gosh.
That is astonishing. That genuinely is.
It is. Because you and I know that it's about £2.50 in the shops.
Exactly what I was going to say.
£2.50 a block.
Yeah.
That's if you can get it, actually.
So 5, 10, 15, £20 worth here.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And the shop we're talking about and the shop we're thinking of, these aren't ridiculously high-end shops.
Well, the shop that we're thinking about doesn't stock Sculpey anymore.
No. Do you know what? I noticed
because you can't get it because they've done a deal with somebody else.
Yes.
So it's very difficult to get this particular product on the market at the moment unless you do it online, and then the delivery costs are ridiculous.
Wow.
So,
because strangely, I went in to find some. What was I making? I can't remember the other day. Oh, I was making a thing for my Facebook page. And I really needed just a colour, and I was halfway through it, and I didn't want to leave it towards... And I couldn't find any. They've got the lumpy stuff now, haven't they?
Yeah, they don't do it anymore.
Wow.
So get it from us and you'll get it a lot cheaper, and the delivery costs are a lot cheaper than a car park.
Well, yeah, and it's only £2.95 for all of it, and it's £2.95 postage and packaging for everything you buy today, whether it's one thing or 101 things, till midnight. Fill your basket as much as you want. You're only paying that once today, only once. That is amazing.
Cheers. Cheers.
Wow. Well, how much is that then per block? I'm bringing the bezels over with me now, if I may. Just to let you know, there's 57 grams in each of those. They're split up into like 4 blocks. They're really easy to work with. £1.49.
Gosh, that's such good value.
That genuinely is a really, really great deal.
We say all the time, don't we, that to start a new hobby can be quite expensive. But if you make a mistake with this, it doesn't really matter, because what you make a mistake with just goes inside the next bead.
Yeah,
So,
and you can do something else with it, and everything can get used with polymer,
absolutely.
which I love and adore.
Absolutely.
What a great deal, and do treat yourself to these whilst you can. And look at how much you have made.
I know, and I've got loads of clay left over.
Really?
Yeah, I have.
It does go on
it just go on and on and on. It really does.
Take a little look at what we've created here and tell me a bit about your inspiration, please.
Well, it was called Aboriginal art. So I looked on the internet and looked at shields and at didgeridoos and all sorts of things like that.
Yes.
So I looked at all the carvings that they do and all the different designs that they do. So I just thought, right, I'm going to really have fun with this. And nothing is perfect, nothing is straight or, perfectly made like I would like to do canes normally. It's just quite just put together as you would, I suppose, if you were out in Australia. I just love it. I just love it. I've had real fun with this.
It's really got a kind of wanderlust look about it. It's really got a kind of travelling aspect. It does feel very much kind of
tribal sort of look.
Tribal
I love
almost,
it. I love it. I really do.
You've made absolutely masses with this, and we're going to get on into our demos.
Okay.
I will be bringing those bezels to you in moments, but just to let you know, on the bottom of your screen now is the main section of the kit with all the beads in thread and the 2 strands, the findings packs and all those cords. That's at the bottom of your screen now. We're at half price with that pretty much. And also to let you know that if you want the Sculpey clay, this is the clay we have in for you today in this section. So if you do want your clay, your primo, then this is the time to get it, because our next set is Kato for you. So if you want the clay, then do treat yourself to it now. $11.95 is a great deal. Okay, what are we going to be looking at first off?
The one right on the end, which looks a bit more like a shield.
I love that one. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to be looking at that because it actually uses every colour that's in the kit just about.
Wow.
So first of all, I started looking at the different colours that you could use, and they tend to be made with earthy tones, with natural dyes and things. So first of all, I took the orange and the red, and I mixed the red with half the amount of the orange, and it just took that pomegranate colour down to an orangey colour. And then I mixed the gold, half gold with half black, which then gave you this lovely bronze, which I just adore. I think that's gorgeous.
That's so luxurious, isn't it?
So that's what you need to do first of all to start off with. And I mixed about a quarter block. As Becky says, when you first open these blocks, you'll see there's lines across it. So I used a quarter of the black and then used half of the gold and the same ratio of the orange and the red.
Okay, brilliant.
So then you've got your colours, and put that to one side.
So when you're mixing them together, you don't need a special blender or anything silly like that,
You can just use something either like an acrylic roller, or if you've got a rolling pin at home, you can cover it with some cling film and use that if you want to. But once you're into this, then I would recommend using a clay roller or a pasta machine or something. But for the time being, we have these acrylic rollers. So I've put my clay through my acrylic roller, because when you first cut into your clay, you have to condition your clay. That means making it soft. So you take your clay and you just put it through your rolling machine and to make the clay nice and soft. In this temperature, in this sort of weather, it is very soft. So you don't need to do that. But anyway. So I've taken my red and I've put it back into a square. All right, so I'm just going to cut that first into 4, and I want to do this into diamonds, which we're going to use in a second. So I want to cut it and then put it to one side because it is so sticky. I want it to rest just for a couple of minutes. So I'm going to cut those into triangles, like so. Okay, so there's 4 triangles there. And then while they just rest for a second, because they're so sticky, you can play with that if you want to.
I do love this.
I know. So I thought I'd put that there because I thought
polymer,
you would.
Which is, it's so tactile, isn't it?
Isn't it? So I've taken the burgundy, I think it's called Alzarin for some reason, I have no idea, but it is. And I'm going to wrap that first of all in gold. Push it all the way around, and this is a bit like a licorice all sorts. So I'm going to just press it together, like so. And the seam just rub your fingers across it to make it nice and smooth. All right. Then I'm going to take my pieces of red cane and I'm going to put it so the points, if I do it like that, there you go, especially you can see now, are pointing outwards like that. Okay. And then when you start to push it together, it becomes an oblong. So use your roller or your fingers to push it into a square, like so. Okay, if I cut that in half, you put that together again, and again elongate it, and cut it in half again. You don't have to be perfect because this sort of art is not perfect. You keep going, making it larger and smaller, sorry, until you have got your pattern. Now inside this one you can probably see that I've done this quite a few times. I keep elongating it, cutting it, making it smaller, elongating it, cutting it, making it smaller, and then I put black around it and then white. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
So then I make this a little bit smaller into a smaller cane, and I'm going to take a slice and place it in the middle of, and I'm just going to pull it out from being an oblong because I want it to be quite sort of arty. There you go.
Freestyly.
Yeah, like that. All right. Then you take some black and white clay, you stack it on top of each other and put some extra sheets of black at the top and bottom. So you've got this bar of black and white at the top and bottom. So I'm going to take some slices now and put that around the cane that we have just done. Put that down on my tile.
Is this something that beginners can get involved with?
Oh gosh, yes, absolutely. Anyone can do it. I mean, children love it. Any age can do it, you know? I just think it's something that once you get hooked on it, you really do get hooked on it. I just love it. Now this I'm doing really, really roughly, but you just want those to go round in a circle. A lot of their art, having looked at it, is block printed.
I know what you mean.
So they use a lot of wood and they carve wood out and they block print. So nothing is the same. Doesn't matter whether they do it twice, 3 times. Every time they do it, it looks completely and utterly different. So that's what you want this to be like. You want it to be completely different every time you do it. I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper on, or baking paper, parchment on the top. You can do this with cling film if you wish, and that's just to make sure it goes nice and flat. Then take it off and squeeze it again. Right, so that's part of design. I've got a little blob of white on there. Lift that off. That's it. Take that off.
And the thing is, you can do it that easily, can't you, if something goes wrong?
Of course you can, yeah. You can do whatever you want. So now you need to cut out a circle. I've got my circular cutters, I don't think so. You can use, if you don't have any cutters at home, don't worry about it. You can go around a glass if you want to, or something.
We have got some cutters for you if you want your cutters. Oh, yeah.
Oh, well done. Yeah. Well done.
Michael's.
Oh, isn't he good? Fab. Fab, fab, fab. Yes, if you wanted to do smaller ones, you could use these cutters.
Oh, Michael, do you mind? Oh, no. No, no, I don't just want one.
Do you want all of them?
Yes, please, because I'm selling them now. Thanks. Thank you, Michael. You're a love. This is Michael. Tack up.
There you go.
Thank you, Michael. Say hello to everyone at home.
Say hello.
Hi.
Isn't he handsome? Isn't he? He's dashing. You're right. I'm bringing you these cutters now, and I know that you are a fan of our cutters.
I love them. Yeah, I do. I love them. I love the shapes that we've got, because I think any age can make charms and all sorts of things out of these particular cutters, but also you could do your hearts, your flowers, you've got your petal shape there, the teardrop, you can do your price tags on them, or petals for flowers, or anything like that, or you can make little bead caps out of the little stars and flowers as well. They look really pretty, really
and
pretty.
I will say that when you start polymer clay, you might think, oh, surely I won't be using the shapes that often. You'd be amazed how often you do.
You do. You do.
You really would.
Absolutely.
Even if you go, well, I wouldn't ever make a star-shaped necklace. You will use a star shape, and you can fold the you know, kind of prongs in, as it were, to create a gorgeous envelope looking design, and you can use them as a base for the likes of flowers, almost a lily pad. It's honestly, don't think of them just as they are. They're so workable, they truly are. Really nice cut on them as well. Your price point today is £3.95. That's for 25 of these. Have you ever been in to a like a cake store and tried to buy things like this?
Very expensive.
Very expensive.
Things like the hearts, you can make the calla lily with them and things like that.
Yes,
so they can be used for lots of different things.
They really are great, and you can use these with your Primo or with your Kato or any other types of clay.
Absolutely.
£11.95, ladies and gents. Well done, everyone.
So I've done this really rough design, and I've taken little circles of the bronze and I've put that around the edge, and I've used a knitting needle just to push that in, just to give some design. I won't obviously do it all the way around.
Okay.
And then you bake that on a dome. Well, you can bake it on something like this, or on top of a bowl, or the bottom of a can or something, just to give a little bit of a dome. And then that bakes according to the manufacturer's instructions, and that's on every single packet. I do mine for about 20 minutes on 120. I think it says maximum 30 minutes. 130 on the back, is that right? Let me just check. Yeah, 15 to 30 minutes for a maximum of 130. The rule of thumb is it's 15 minutes per quarter inch. So if you do a huge, big, fat bead, then you need to put it in for a little bit longer. Yeah, but you don't, so long as your temperature's right, you don't have to be too precise, you know, there with your stopwatch next to it, like, bing, okay, get out. So what have you made here,
quite
Becky?
A chilled out, laid back. Oh, I don't know, I just had a little bit of it.
Cut it in half and see
on.
what's in there, shall we?
Yeah.
See, if you just got the scrap, you can just twist scrap together, and then when you open it up, there we go.
Oh, look at what I made.
Okay.
Isn't that so cool? Don't you think?
It's called a lizard.
It looks like a totem pole.
Yeah, it looks like it's called a lizard's tail. To do it like that.
I love that.
Isn't it fab?
Yeah.
Just pile colours on top of each other and twist it and fold it and twist it and do it 3 or 4 times, and you end up with something like this.
Lush. I love that, and I love the way all the colours work together.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well done, you.
Oh, well, thank you. Do you know what? If work was just that constantly, how fun would it be? It'd be amazing. I love that. I'm going to bring in bezels now, and I'd like to talk to you about these, if I may.
You may.
Bezels and polymer, do they go hand in hand?
Absolutely, especially these. They're really lovely, actually.
These are brand new, I do need to confirm.
Very nice.
Tell me why they're so perfect together, please.
Because you can bake them in the oven, and don't worry that when you take them out of the oven and the polymer clay falls out, because the metal expands slightly. So then you just need to wait for them to cool, and you can stick whatever you've put inside.
Back on.
So don't worry.
Okay.
I think the colour in particular works well with the clay. And I think the size of them as well. Sometimes I do polymer clay a bit too big, and I think they're actually quite a dainty size.
I agree with you. They are dainty.
You can also do double-sided things with this because they're open. You can do, you know, pink and blues on one side and black and white on the other, and you've got 2 necklaces in one. They are lovely, really nice.
They are stunning. And I think you've got something here that you've shown off really beautifully, because you can see that you can do them with your polymer, and also you can use them to frame your gemstones.
You can, yes. That's got polymer in the back, and I've pushed the coil into the top of it.
Into the polymer itself.
But you could actually bake a very thin layer of polymer at the bottom and just go up the side slightly so it adheres, and then you can fill it with the resins and that sort of thing. You can do so many things with these bezels. Some memory bracelets, you know, that and you can do with pictures, and just really, really pretty.
I think the idea you've said there with the resin, if you imagined in something like this, maybe having, you know, back-to-back photographs, maybe you've got 2 children, one
absolutely.
on each side. You've got your own little kind of locket
in
there.
fact, if you wanted to, you could have quite a contemporary bracelet on one side, but actually have the memories inside.
Underneath.
So if you didn't want to, it'd be really lovely.
I think that is such a great idea, and these will go great with the likes of your resin and of course your polymer, but obviously for the likes of your beading, like we have the elements here to really frame all of those gems. It's going to work really nicely. That's really
pretty. I think it goes really well with the polymer.
With the colours we've got in this set.
I think they're gorgeous actually.
Can you see that there?
Yeah, they were so pretty.
These are the rounds that I'm bringing to you. I have got the ovals there coming up separately. But these are your rounds. Yeah, you can see it fits in perfectly with the colour.
It does.
And the look of it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a brand new collection. Let me tell you exactly what you're getting. You're getting the large circular design here, which I'll just measure for you. You have got around about 26 mil, is it approximately? No? 22 and 16, okay, so 22 and 16 we've got size-wise on these ones. So you've got the 16, obviously your more delicate one, and those have the 2 entry points, so perfect for the likes of your bracelets. And then the larger ones are going to be great for your pendants, but also for your bracelets on your charms if you so wish to. Another thing, of course, that is great about these, they do have the access points, but if for any reason you wanted to use them in a different way, you could always use the likes of your Dremel possibly to pop holes in these, so you could actually use them in different directions. Totally up to you. You've got a big amount of these, as you can see, in each of the designs. If you want to treat yourself, they're brand new today, only available currently on today's show. Your price point has actually been rolled down already. It's £12.95 for you today to get this collection, and it really will work. It really will go on and on for your designs. And if you want a multi-purchase, which I know a lot of you will be doing already, what a lovely way to do it for something very unusual, something we don't get to see often.
No, I mean, I think it'd be quite nice as a ring. If you were lucky enough, the fact that it fitted you, it'd be quite nice as a ring. And also as a scarf ring as well. You know, the people are wearing jewellery on the scarves now.
Great idea.
You could thread this on and have a tassel or something on the bottom. I just think they're really lovely.
They are
perfect. They look nice all together as well.
You like them all together?
All stuck together like little bubbles.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Actually, do you know, that's a good idea. If you had a necklace and you actually put them together, wired them together like that, and had lots of different colours. What a designer, you see.
See, look at him. Look at Michael.
Hey,
hey. So you've got the rounds there, ladies and gentlemen. I'll bring the oval straight away for you now. It's same kettle of fish as it were, but more of the oval-like design. Look at those. More sizable, with more elongation. This is almost the stereotypical cameo shape, isn't it?
It is actually. Here? Yes, it is.
It really is, for those ancient kind of cabochon designs and the carvings. You've got a selection of 3 of the largest again, and 5 of the smallest. Again, with the double connectors on the small, 1 on the large. Your price point has rolled down. Even though they're brand new, again, we're doing them today for just £12.95. If we do sell these separately in the future, then they will not be £12.95. I can tell you that for nothing. So do, if you want this kind of premiere launch discount, do get them.
But you've just done something that I wanted to do, but I ran out of them. You've just put one inside the other.
I did, straight away.
Yeah, I think if I could have had enough left over, I would have wired one inside the other and almost had a spinner pendant, so you could spin it around, you know? You could put one inside the other. I think that would look really nice.
Yeah, and they fit perfectly for it, don't they?
They do.
They really do. You could almost do if anyone is a well-known wizard film lover, you know the products where they change time and you have the rotating.
Oh yeah.
Do something like that, couldn't you?
You could.
Just me. £12.95 for you today on those ones. Well done, everybody. Brand new, like I said.
They're lovely.
Do treat yourself whilst you can. Okay, I'm back with you, Debbie Bulford. What else can you show us in the final 5 minutes?
Final 5 minutes. Now, what else did I have set up here? I've forgotten now. What did I have set up? Oh, yeah. I remember now. Right. I used this cane quite a lot in one of the designs, and I love that cane. You may have seen me talk about Skinner blends before. Don't worry about using every colour that you get on out of this kit, because some people think, I must use the yellow and orange together and the black and white together, and just use every single one. This is a way to learn how colours match, or how colours mix rather, not match. If you were to take literally every colour and start to put it into something that's called a Skinner blend, which is just invented by somebody called Judith Skinner, and just see how the colours go together. It's really exciting to think, oh yeah, okay, if I put more red there, it's going to go this colour. If I put more black there, it's going to go this colour. And just put as many colours as you want in any design. So I'm going to put that there, and perhaps a bit more orange here. And I want some yellow, and then I'm ready to put it through. Right. I'm going to put some yellow the opposite side. Like so. Now, to do a Skinner blend, you have to fold that in half, like so, and I'm going to just pop it through what I call a clay roller. It's a pasta machine, really. And anyone who's got one at home, don't use it for pasta. You can do it with a roller. You can do it. It's just quicker.
Takes more time, but
yeah,
you
it's just
can do
quicker
it
for me to do it.
if you just
What
learn
I'm
it.
here, yeah. You can do it with your roller, but remember, if you have got a pasta machine at home, don't use it for pasta once you've done this, for goodness sake, because it's not easy to clean. So keep going and keep going, and you start to see a blend of colours coming through. I'll stop now. But where you had some definite colours, you've now got the black going into your gold, and you've got almost like a green in between, where the gold goes into the red. Yeah. And I just think the colours are just stunning. I mean, that's just sunset, isn't it?
It's like a sunset, isn't it? An Australian
beautiful,
sunset.
Absolutely beautiful. And to make them really pop, one last little thing is to do a spiral. Now, if you do a spiral just as it is, the colours would not pop, but if you put some black on top of it, I'll show you what I mean.
I love techniques like this.
You could spiral that one up for me, from there to the other end.
From light to, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll do the same with black in the middle. And you'll see the real difference between having the black as an accent and not. You put the light in the middle, yeah?
I didn't put anything in the middle.
The light, you started with the light,
yes,
in the centre.
Yeah. I thought then, am I going to have to unravel this?
No, not at all. So if I cut that, can you see the difference in that? Between having, if I put that there.
Can you see that?
Yeah?
Yes, it makes it so different.
So it's gone from that to that.
Simply with a little bit of black in it.
Yeah.
More
and
definition.
That was another spiral, but I put a lot of white in there with a lot more red.
That's
but
good.
you can see just by playing with spirals, just get this home and start to mix colours and put the spirals together, put colours in different orders, and you'll get so many different colours.
Yeah.
That's why I love this clay. I'm just addicted.
And if you do want to get your hands on this clay, it was the Primo collection we had on earlier. We were saying earlier on, working out about £1.40 something per pack we did. It was silly. And also we were saying to you as well that not as many places are doing it anymore. So if you do want to get your hands on it, then now is your opportunity. Thank you so much for showing us all that. I always love a polymer playtime. Are we doing some more later?
We are.
Fantastic. How do you feel right now about getting your hands on something a bit special? So start by. I've got a lovely necklace to bring to you now. This is actually going to be a challenge for the lovely Debbie Bulford. And I have got loads of necklaces today. I've got sterling silver one coming up, and it's a proper sterling silver necklace. I've got chain on a reel, and this is kind of putting two together. I've got something which I think goes great with our theme today. Do you fancy having a little nosy? Unusual challenge this. It is an unusual challenge, I have to say. Normally we'll just give a strand or something, but we've mixed it up. And I should mention, you have seen this before, but not at the price we're going to do. Oh, I love this. I absolutely adore this necklace. But the thing is, we've brought this to you before, and some people have said, well, it's a ready-made necklace, isn't it? You can't do anything else with it. Well, we're going to show you that that is not the case at all by giving it to Debbie Bulford as our challenge. This is a beautiful necklace. If I could take this off this bust for you, yes, it is absolutely glamorous like that. And actually, I've been meaning to get my hands on it for a festival I'm going to, because I think for day wear glamour at a festival, you look really, really, really beautiful with something like this on. Let me show you around it, because I want you to note it's not one flat plain colour that we've got with this. You've got this antique colour, which is very much aged. You should be able to see that. Can you see how in areas, maybe if we just focus on one, it'll be easier to see. But can you see how on the, at one end it's more rose, and then at the other end it's kind of more gunmetal? Can you see that just on one slice? So you've got these these different colours and elements in each of these pieces, which gives it more interest. It's not just one flat, plain piece of colour. You can see that these are different on each side as well. So this is one side, which is a very high shine, high end finish. And then if I do a quick flipperoo, you can see you've got the textured side on these ones as well. So it's a real nice grid-like texture. It's not random in its texture, it's quite organised, so it gives a lovely feeling and a lovely movement. Each of these are separate, you'll be able to see that. Each and every one is separate, so can be removed relatively easily by taking, essentially unfurling the loop at the ends there and taking them off. You also get the chain element to this as well, which is plenty enough chain for a necklace length. If you wanted to use it alongside it, then obviously it is colour matched. You know, I showed you that it's kind of the golden colour and the metal, the steampunk, no, not the gunmetal, that's the word I'm looking for, colour. Could you see that the chain matches that? So you've got rose elements and you've got the darker elements on here as well. So all beautifully matching for you to be able to use it with these elements in your pieces. This has been seen a few times before, yet it has never ever been seen at a different price than £8.95. Until today. We wanted to say to you, do you know what? Yes, you could easily wear it as an individual necklace like that, but you don't have to. So we're going to give you inspiration and a first lowest ever price point. It's never been that price before, and I doubt it will be again, if I'm honest. We've essentially taken a hit on this. We've essentially said, do you know what? We've got a few left over. Let's clear this out. Let's give it a clearance price point, and let's give inspiration. Let's let everyone use their imagination and step out of their comfort zone. It's Women's Confidence Day, and we want to give you the confidence to work with things that perhaps you haven't worked with before. We're getting you to text in, ladies and gentlemen, today for Women's Confidence Day. It's all about supporting each other. It's all about being kind and fair to ourselves and to others. It's all about what gives you strength and confidence. We want you to text in, and we're going to put all of your names into a hat, pull one out, and you'll get the chance to win 2 pieces of Debbie Bulford's jewellery. Kay's messages is saying, my husband and my best friend give me confidence by saying the jewellery I've made looks like I brought it from a shop. Kay, isn't that a gorgeous compliment? When people compliment you by asking, where did you buy that from?
Yeah, it's a lovely feeling, isn't it?
Really is. Really
nice.
is. And understandably, because I think sometimes, I don't know if you're the same, but as a creative, sometimes you'll make something, you'll go, no, not sure. But if someone else had made it, you'd probably love it.
Absolutely,
it's just so close to it sometimes. So it's lovely. I love that, Kay. Anne said, my confidence comes from the smile that I get when I deliver to my customers. That all JM's fault. Oh, well, I'm glad that we put that smile on your face. I really am. And Wendy Jane, lovely to meet you, Wendy Jane, saying, hi, JM. My daughter gives me confidence. She's my rock, my friend, and supports me in everything I do. We've had some rough times and she's helped. Oh, Wendy Jane, that is lovely. Make sure you give her a big cuddle from all of us, and you, as with everyone else, will be entered into that competition, so stay tuned. We'll be announcing that a little bit later on. Get yourself the confidence to try something new and different. We've given you a helping hand by dropping that price to just $5.95, and we're going to have free inspiration from the lovely Debbie B also. Ideas coming to mind, Debbie
Can I
B?
put clay on it?
You can do whatever you like with it. Absolutely. Clay?
Oh, I've got some ideas then. I've got some ideas.
Yeah, yeah. We might get a strand to you later on as well.
Okay, fine.
If that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we're going to give you confidence to work with things like this because it is beautiful workability. It really, really is. It's just a lovely look, a really nice feel, and like I say, a beautiful dual wearability design. You could even do it as headband pieces actually, couldn't you? Ladies and gentlemen, I've got loads more coming up for you, including the likes of sterling silver chain and spools of chain as well. I've also got that amazing opal, which is just the best thing I think I've ever seen. And I've also got, coming straight up after the break, a new strand of ruby. See you in a bit.
The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker, Ivy House, Henley Road, Outhill, Studley, B807DU. Get making and good luck.
I started crafting from a very young age, doing all sorts of different crafting. That developed into card making and then onto jewellery making.
I got started because my sister started giving us jewellery and the women in the family jewellery as gifts.
To start, I was making it for me, and then my friends saw what I was wearing, and then one of my friends said, well, why don't you have a go at selling? So I thought, well, I'll give it a go and see how it goes.
I do like a challenge. Because sometimes you look at something that you can't do it, but then you don't know if you don't try, do you?
When you've made it and you've just made it, you think that's nice, put it on. When you get it out the next time, that's when you think, yeah, that looks really good, that looks quite professional, I'm proud to wear it.
Quite often at work they'll ask me what I'm wearing. They're astonished. First of all, you think something so simple and they're astonished at the piece of jewellery that you've made.
They say it looks so professional, and when I show them how easy it is to do, they're saying, oh, can I have a go of it?
These necklaces are great for layering up, for atmosphere, sort of holidays.
Because they're there in the living room with you, you get to see the same people on a regular basis, and you feel a bit like you know them.
It's like a family, you know all the guests that are on the TV. And then when you come to something like a workshop, it's really good because you seem to know everybody, you know about the people that you're working with.
It just feels like your own family, that you're actually there with them, and you are part of their family, you're part of their, their community.
You can now book Jewellery Maker workshops online. Just head over to our Jewellery Maker website and click on the workshop link. We have a wide range of workshops from beginner to intermediate, covering a variety of mediums. Once you have found a workshop you'd like to attend, simply click on the Book Now button. Fill in the required fields and then press Continue. This will take you through to the payment page. If you have any questions, you can contact our workshop coordinator Wendy at any time by emailing workshop@jewellerymaker.com. We look forward to seeing you. Also referred to as dysthene, is best known for its deep, rich colours and rarity. The name is derived from the Greek word kainos, meaning blue, and although it is not a birthstone, it is often associated with the zodiac signs of Aries, Taurus and Libra. Its clear, strong blue to bluish green appearance has placed kyanite in the direct association with loyalty, serenity, calmness, innovation and dreams. For more of this incredible gemstone, stay tuned to us.
I don't often get the opportunity to bring you something that genuinely kind of shuts me up. A lot of you would probably hope that that did happen, but it doesn't often happen because I understand my gems. Because was that? Have you turned my mic off? Mike, lovely Ben just went, I can make you quiet, and I thought, you should turn my mic. Benny boy. But I don't get silenced often, apart from if my director Ben turns my mic off. What I have got here is something that has done it though. Basically, I love creativity. I've always been a creative, constantly. Since I was tiny, always been a creative. That side of my brain is always more dominant. I am left-handed, which kind of goes hand in hand with that. I'm so creative, but I'm also now, being brought into this job, have a huge passion also for gemstones and for gemstone jewellery. For me, when I have two elements of my life that come together so succinctly, so perfectly, it does kind of make me stay stum. But obviously it's not my job to stay stum as a presenter. It is my job to talk about what I'm about to show you. But I'm going to find it hard. So if I may, I'm going to give a bit of quiet time, and I'm just going to let you look at this. I want you to hold on what you think of this. I want you to think of other strands you have like this, because for me it's none. I've never seen anything like this before, ever. Just hold on, just take a moment, and just appreciate the fact that I'm not covering this or shading this at all. And this is all natural beauty of opal. Isn't it exceptional? How many opals do you have with this body of colour and this amount of flash and pinfire? Because I love opal and I have so many opals, but I don't have one quite like this. It is captivating, isn't it? Genuinely it is, isn't it? Did you feel quite calmed by that? Quite kind of just captivated? For me, it's almost like a meditative state that you kind of go into when you look at it. I have 46 opportunities and that's it. I want to get your graphics in for you, so you can get yourself on the phone. There they are. 0800 644 655 for genuine, real deal, beautiful Ethiopian opal with that smoky detailed background. Totally natural pinfire in here. Not an element of faking that pinfire. Oh, look at the blue, look at the bluey purple on that one. Can you see it? Can you see the blue purple? How often have you seen blue purple opalescence like that? I mean, the reds are very, very rare, but the blue purples, wow. Totally natural pin, totally natural flash on this, with that beautiful smoky detail in the background to give almost a black opal look. Now obviously this is not a black opal. If this were a black opal, you Wow, you would be out of pocket. The best black opal at the moment is smoking detail that we've had done to this. But black itself, the black opal, is thousands and thousands of pounds. This has been smoked. It's had a smoking treatment, which helps with the deepness. It helps with the juxtaposition of the colour, which means you get more of that brightness and vitality of that natural pin. I think this is exceptional, and I think a lot of you will too. Debbie Bulford, have you ever seen anything like this at Jewellery Maker?
No, you know, when I came over earlier and I said, my goodness, I thought it was a black opal, and I didn't say it because I thought, oh no, because it can't be, surely it can't be. That is just something special, isn't it?
It's exceptional.
It's just gorgeous. I love that.
I'm just captivated by it. I really, really, really am.
Look at that, isn't that fab?
It is phenomenal, isn't it? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that this is going to be a considered purchase. It's going to have to be because, well, it's so exceptional. But I just want to let you know that with only 46 opportunities, you will have to be quick on it. And I also want to say, I just want to show you it against the black because I wonder if that's going to make that colour come across more, because I'll be totally honest with you, I'm getting more of that flash than you are under these lights. Look at those blues. Again, another one with blues and purples. Wow, wow, wow. It is an exceptional, oh my goodness, opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, that looks like Harlequin in the centre. Did anyone else, the centre one there, did anyone else just see how you get these quilt-like patterns? Can you see how it's kind of a triangle going up to the fattest point and then another triangle comes in? That looks like Harlequin. Oh my goodness, I've never seen something that looks so much like Harlequin flash. Wow, 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 wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a very special opportunity here because I love opal so much, and I'll be honest with you, when I looked at the picture I didn't expect it to look like this. So I did not understand the price. Well, I understood the price for the picture because it looked like a bit like jasper, but I don't understand the price anymore. So I've actually kind of agreed to something that I shouldn't have agreed to, I think. Your price point today. Should be. I need to put my hands up at this and say, when I saw the picture of this, it looked a bit like just a flat gem. There'd be no colour play. I didn't expect colour play in this because I've never seen anything like this before with colour play. Naturally, that natural reds and greens of the colour play coming through against that smoked body. I've never seen that before. So I agreed to a price which is lower than the one on your screen without knowing and without understanding that I was going to be getting all of this. I feel like I've undersold this dramatically. I cannot believe I agreed to that. I feel like putting myself in a dark room with a cold compress. £13 off I've just taken from that for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, oh, it actually hurts my bones a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, I am absolutely, we're going to sell out of this any second now. I did not agree to that with actually seeing it in real life. I only saw a picture. Normally I would have looked at it in real life, I would have had time, but obviously I was covering the hour before we came here for you. It's made me feel all weird. I've just taken that to a ridiculous price point. Do I think I should have? No, because I love opal so much. I never would have expected that. I'm just going to be quiet now, to be honest, again. Just look at it. Should we all just go home now then?
Yeah.
Should we just shut the channel down and go? This is going to sell out any second. Should we just shut it down now? There we are. See ya. Right, let's go. Let's go. Come on then. No, we've got more stuff to bring you. 12 opportunities left. Well done, every single 46 of you. I am hugely jealous. 3 left apparently, sorry, ignore that. Well done. Honestly, I feel like sending all of you an individual congratulations card for getting that. I'm just in love with it. I can't get over that. Ladies and gentlemen, a new strand that I've already handed on over to Debbie Bulford, and this is ruby. Massive ruby. Huge pieces of ruby. Go great with that opal. That's coming up for you in a wee while. Or now, did you say? Did you say now? No, in a wee while. Half an hour. Silver chain. Oh my gosh, you have to get the silver chain with that opal. I feel like that's not even, well, you could. Yeah, you have to. I feel like you have to. Because look, they're like, they're perfect together. They're like perfect partners. Just one. Oh, I really want it. I feel a little bit like I'm going to throw a paddy. Do you know, like just have a bit of a strop? And like, you know when you're like a kid and you get on the floor in the supermarket, not that I ever did this, and go, ah, like that. Oh, gorgeous. This is coming up for you really soon, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, everyone who got that opal. Approximately 14 minutes, is it? Is that right? Okay, cool. Okie pokely. So, more to come now. We're going to get on to amethyst pears, carved ones. Love these. I feel like it's been a while since we've done these strands. Do you? Debbie.
Look. Ooh. Oh gosh, yes, I haven't seen those for ages. Yeah.
Hand carved. With gorgeous little floral details in them. They're really nice. Do you know what I like about them as well? These are actually just on one side, the carving. I'll show you. So, oh, that's amazing, isn't it? How incredible is the etching on this, that it is done at such a perfect angle that when you flip it, you can't see the etching from the other side at all. That is just beautiful. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get going, shall we, with these beautiful bargainaceous pieces. This is individually hand-carved, etched, as it were, by hand, these gorgeous amethyst fancy pears. You're going to be getting 5 on these today, ladies and gentlemen, and just look at that colour on that amazing recording. It's so bright, it's so bold, and you're going to be able to see that perfect purple colour when you get this home. It's idyllic. Treat yourself to your Zambian amethyst, ladies and gentlemen, today at a great deal. It's rolling. It's rolling down today for you, and I already think £23 is a good price for this many and for that carving, but if we can do £14.95 then we will, and we haven't, so we should. Treat yourself to these ones, ladies and gents. One is going to give such a beautiful bold look. It's going to be absolutely stunning. I quite like with these ones the idea of even your what's it called, cards and things like that. These are going to go great with, they really are. Do treat yourself whilst you can. Very special. Very special. I just love it. I really do. Well done, everybody. 5 in baskets, not so many left. And just to let you know, if you want last off stock opportunities in my final hour, I have got less than 50. Fast-paced, fast as a whippet on a Wednesday. £14.95 for you today. Do treat yourself whilst you can. 2 goodies like this, because we don't get to see them often at all. Nice one, everyone. Oh, just thinking, it'd go quite nice with the chain. Got coming up for you later, don't you think? and makes it a little bit quirks, doesn't it? A bit quirky. They're coming up for you in a wee while. $14.95. Okay. Oval jump rings now. Now, oval jump rings are something that we talk about with chainmail a lot, and I am joined by a chainmail lover. Debbie Bulford is the first person who introduced chainmail to me, and do you still, obviously you still do lots of different types of jewellery making.
Yeah.
What do you think about the newer ranges, I would say, of jump rings we've been getting in? For example, these ones are my twisted oval. Does that open up more as a chainmail artist for you?
It does, yeah, and it also means that people can do chainmail and not be quite as worried. Because if you have a plain link, you feel as though you've got to do a more intricate weave to show the links off. Whereas if you've got a twisted link, that almost does the design for you.
Yes.
So you can do more of a simple weave with them. But yeah, it just makes it look completely different. You can do the weave in 3 different types of ring and it can look completely different.
Yeah. I love that we've got this newer variety, this newer selection in, and I think we've been getting great prices because, again, as someone who has been buying jump rings for a while, you'll know the kind of variation we're looking at.
Absolutely, yes. Do you know the inside diameter of those?
You've got a 8x6, so inner diameter, because it looks like a 0.8.
Probably 6x4, I would have thought.
Yeah, inner diameter, yeah.
Okay. You could probably do actually a Byzantine in that, and it would look really different being oval. Look nice. Yeah,
really
lovely.
detailed.
Like
and you can pay premiums for things like this. You can pay higher prices for things like this. If you do want to treat yourself to these, now's your opportunity, because I saw the arrows coming in. For 100, it's £5.95. How does that price compare for something quite bespoke, for something quite unusual, with that twist detail? These are open jump rings, I should point out too. How does that price kind of vary?
It can't compare to anything else really, because you just can't get that sort of amount of jump rings anywhere else for that price. You just can't compare it with anything else. I don't know how we do it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
It is beautiful, isn't it? It really, really is beautiful. Do get your hands on these ones whilst you can. It really is exceptional deal for you. We're having people message in today with what is giving you confidence. It's Women's Confidence Day today. Text us in 60777. Any of you texts that we get in, we will be reading them all. There's loads of them out, and we're going to be giving you the chance to win 2 of Debbie Bulford's pieces as well. Gail is saying, my husband gives me confidence and support. He built me a workshop to store all my JM stuff, but now it is too small. He's making it bigger. Gail, that is lovely. Someone that will support you so much in actually building you something so you can have your own creativity, your own space, and then making it bigger for you when it gets out of control. Gail, that's lovely. That's really nice. You're entered into our competition. Hey to Shazza. I feel like it's been ages. Oh, hey, lovely. Hiya, my sweet Becky and Debs. My confidence comes from my big sister. We haven't seen each other for about 26 years, and now she's my best friend, always encouraging me with my jewellery making. Also, JM and friends from Facebook. Thank you. I feel blessed. XOXO. Shazza, that is so lovely. I'm really glad. Amazing that you've got this relationship now after 26 years. Astonishing. And you're right, a lot of people on our kind of Facebook family will be very, very kind, a lot of them. So Shazza, that's lovely, and you're entered into the competition. And happy Confidence Day to you, lovely. Okay, ladies and gents, I'll get more of those in later for you, but right now I want to bring some multi-beryl. When I say beryl, you say, what, Debbie Bulford? What comes to mind? Sort of sound like the start of a really rubbish rap then, didn't it?
I know,
Sorry.
I was just wondering where you were going with that.
Yeah, yeah.
When I think beryl, I think elegance. And I think, I don't know, I just think it's elegant, mother of the bride sort of look. You know, that you wear on a very special occasion that you want to remember.
Yes.
You know?
And I've got something special here for you, I think. This would go really beautifully with the morganite I had in the 12 o'clock hour, those perfect rounds at the ridiculous price, under, well, the fact they were even under £45 is ridiculous, but under 20. These would go great with them. I have got your multicolour, colour collection of your beryl here, and you can see how those hues and tones do vary. Everything Debbie B said, absolutely bob on. It really was. It is something, you know, high end. It is something cherishable. It is something to be cherished. It really is a stunner of a look that you get with these, and if you want to treat yourself to them, now is your opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, 60 carats worth today, totally natural. £9.95 for you to get your hands on this selection. A really, really great deal. I love that you have so many on here. It's something that I think we're seeing more and more of, but that doesn't mean that we should ever forget about it. You have got your multicoloured beryl here. Are you 147 is your code at £9.95. Let's get wriggling on, because I've got that chain coming up in a bit. I want to squeeze some other things in. Do make sure if you see anything, you're checking out your basket. Who fancies a little bit of zesting up? Do you fancy a little bit of a pop? A little bit of a pop. Yeah? Pop. Or a drop. I've got a real pop here. The popability. Are you all practicing it now? I can hear. Everyone in my ears is going, stop. It's really hard, stop. You gotta, it's more, it's kind of, it's in the jaw. Stop. Yeah, you've got it, Michael, you've got it. I have got for you here, and the modesty, as per usual, I have got for you here a neon appetite with a true pop to stop the show. Have a little look. I'll stop doing that now if you promise to stop doing it in my ear. Isn't that a pop? Don't you think? Isn't it bright? I absolutely love Madagascar neon apatite because it looks out of this world. It really does. And it's interesting actually, because I say it's out of this world because the colour is, isn't it? It almost looks like nothing else you can imagine. It almost looks like nothing Mother Nature could create, and it does look out of this world. And this was found out of this world. It's been found on the moon.
That's it?
Yeah, it has, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's been found on the moon, little elements of it in the crust, and you can actually, they have pictures actually, they have pictures on the, is it NASA website? I think it is, of rock samples they've taken of this gem from the moon. It's a gorgeous gemstone, which is so bright and beautiful. Ben, you are right, it is also found in dinosaur bones. Aren't you good?
It's in teeth as well. I'm sure it's in enamel.
That was not quite as nice. You can find it in your teeth as well. Only if you've been eating it, maybe. You have got gorgeous neon apatite here. It's so bright, it's so beautiful. Then it does look out of this world. It's got, basically what you have in here is something which is so dreamy, so brightly attractive. You'd only need a tiny bit. You would need such a small proportion of this to really get a glow. One or two of these alongside the likes of Macquarie Surprise that I had on earlier, just to give a defiance, just to give a zest. Nobody wants to play by the rules constantly, do they? Nobody wants to. Sometimes I think if you always play by someone else's rules, you'll just end up being exactly like everyone else and you can't fully be yourself. Things like this, I think, will make you stand out. Things like this can give you your own style, your own versatility. And actually, if you're doing branding, maybe even your own kind of go-to design. You know, these big designs have all their own logos, whether that be the hearts or the words or the connectors or whatever it is. Things like this could actually be, you add one to the back of every single necklace you sell, and that's your little logo. The fact it's a genuine gemstone that will get noticed, that will kind of be your brand almost, is phenomenal. And people are looking for more things like this. People don't want, I think, to mix in with everyone else anymore. A lot of people. It's not all about necessarily following the crowd. I think we have a lot more kind of capabilities of standing out now. And that's happened a lot in the craft world. I'm sure you will have noticed that. You know, people now talking constantly in magazines about upcycling, about how to get a jacket that you've got and how to embellish it and how to, you know, add details onto things. We all want to look different. And this gives you that opportunity to be different and to stand out. And it's going to give us confidence because it's bright, because it's beautiful, because it's bold. And today you have the opportunity to own it, ladies and gentlemen. And you have the confidence to know that I'm not going to let you down. I'm going to do the lowest ever price point for you today, ladies and gentlemen, okay? It's Women's Confidence Day and I'm going to be doing this today. I did it with the opal and I'm going to do it with this and many more. £29.95. You are buying in confidence to get the boldness, the brightness, the sensational aspect of hue and tone and saturation and interest of almost phosphorescence, because it does look glowing, doesn't it, that you're getting from this, and you're still getting £10 back in your pocket. I think it's bold, I think it's breezy, and I think it's going to go with more than you might imagine. Even though it is standout, even though it is a little bit different, I think it will go with more than you might expect. I'll give you some examples. I would suggest, I showed you it with the chrysoprase, I think it goes great with the chrysoprase. What about if we put it with the 2 rounds as well, those aqua colours? I really like that. I do that of the aqua quartz that I did earlier. I do that every day of the week. I think that's beautiful. And £10 back in your pocket. I'm going to bring you some more treats and deals now, and we have been waiting for this one. I've shown you this a few times. I'm absolutely in love with it. Necklace Starby. This is most certainly a necklace. What you have with this detail is something so high-end, something so individual and unique. I can genuinely tell you I have never seen anything like this on the high street before. We're used to your curb chains, we're used to your oval link chains, we're even used to the likes of your Figaro. But today, I've got something very different indeed. Take a little look. Just an exceptional opportunity to get your hands on this huge amount of luster. We haven't seen this at all this year. And it's such a shame because I adore it. Look at the effect and detail you're getting with this. Now, I don't know how close you can get in on this, but it's hard to explain the linkage to it. It's different to the one you had on this morning, very different. It gives more surface area, I think. Well, it does. But if you get in as close as you can on this, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. Essentially, you've got a pyramid-style shape on either side. You've got your triangles on either side. And then if I flip it slightly, the triangle direction switches. Do you see what I mean? So triangle to triangle. So this is giving you this absolutely incredible luster with an astonishing amount of sterling silver, because you've got way over 1.5 grams. It's a necklace in its form. It does have the connector. It does have the clasp attached to it, and it does say a 925. I'll be honest, I let out a little chuckle then because my producer just said the price he's thinking of doing it, and I want to put both thumbs up and go, but I can't because I'm holding this necklace. See? Jewellery Maker, 925, so people know that this is real deal. 925 you're dealing with your extender into that gorgeous design. I'm just going to open this up for you. And now I'm going to go, do that, Toby. Did you get that message? Subtlety. They call me Subtle Bee. know when you make a naff joke and then you accidentally find it funny? Because my name's Becky. Sorry, yeah. Take a little look at this. Look at this. You can see the sparkle from there. Let's do it, Toby. Let's do it, Tobster. It's Women's Confidence Day, and I want to bring you some confidence. I want to bring you confidence in knowing a few things. Number one, this design is absolutely gorgeous and hasn't been seen in almost a year. Two, I want to give you confidence in knowing that this is genuine sterling silver, and it even says 925 on it, so people will most certainly know. And I want to give you the confidence to be able to own something with so much beauty, so much high-end value to it, but also so much opportunity to add drops from there, to add your charm details to there, because there are links within here, to add your bails from here, pendant bails or whatever you want with these. I want to give you the confidence to work with sterling silver without having to think, I need to save that for something really special. You ready for this? Because I don't think you are. £4.95, ladies and gentlemen, for you today. This is sterling silver. This is genuine, real deal precious metal with an absolutely exquisite, unique, individual design which gives, it's almost like a diamond cut detail to it that you've got with this. It is absolutely beautiful, and I want to show you as well, you've got a beautiful articulation on it too, really nice articulation, really beautiful articulation that you have on this. Everyone's multi-buying now. But look, the articulation on it is just exquisite. It really, really, really is just stunning. That movement, how that's going to drape, it's beautiful. And sterling silver, I've never ever, I don't think, said this about a chain before, but because of the movement on it, you could actually take these off and use these in individual ways, because look at the kind of movement of it. It's exceptional. I think this is a stunner, and you did, oh wow, when that price came in.
I know. It is, oh, it's amazing. I love the little noises that you make for things. It's very funny. Anyway.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean
it's
to.
lovely. No,
oh.
lovely.
Oh.
No, it is beautiful. I think the last couple of shows I've been on, we've had chain, but not near that price. And I've said, you know, if you've got teenagers in particular, it's a good idea to buy half a dozen of these, because my sons always came home and said, Mum, it's such and such a birthday tomorrow, one of the girls in the class, and you think, oh no, I forgot. And as long as you've got something in the gemstone stash, you know you can give them a pendant of a birthstone or something. You know?
You do.
It's good to keep it as presents.
Really great to keep as presents. And I was just let out a little giggle again then, because, you know, I was telling you about the under £2 gifts. Yeah. I've gone on under £5 gifts, because these are. You can get socks that look like sandals.
Essential, obviously.
A bear claw back scratcher.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. A caution cone for your toilet.
What on earth? What site are you on, Becky?
Some zombie shower gel. Oh no, I lie, because that's £5.95, so that's £1 extra. You'd have to fork out for those. You can get hopping frogs. You can get some Tabasco chocolate. Not sure about that. And this is no lie, bacon flavoured toothpaste.
Oh no.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what would you prefer? That or this absolute beauty, which is stunning, which does shine? If anyone's saying bacon flavoured toothpaste, that is phenomenal. I can't get over that, and I just want to say to you that genuinely that price point, I've never done sterling silver at that price before for a necklace like this, ever. Wouldn't expect to. Would never expect to. I went into a catalogue shop the other day to buy, well, I went in there essentially to buy a washing up bowl to dip my feet in because I was in the garden and I was hot, and I ended up coming out with an electric pump and an 8-foot blow up pool. But that's me all over. But I went, as I'm in there nosy, and I went into the counter, and the sterling silver chains that they do in there, starting off price, very, very simple. You're looking at $19.99 upwards. That's without a pendant, without anything extra. That's the lowest, the base rate that I could find on there. And obviously I wasn't able to hold them, I wasn't able to feel them, and it didn't say the gram weight on there next to the tag, but I don't even know what the gram weight on that would be. They look very, very delicate, and that's without a pendant or anything else. It didn't even look to have an extender on it. I think that is an exceptional deal. It really, really is. I'm just blown away. I really am by this.
Oh, it's lovely. It really is lovely. I just wear it just as a necklace on its own.
Yeah.
With that sparkle. It's gorgeous.
With that amount of sparkle. And with the opal, now I know that I lost them. I lost them. We sold out, but I know that we sold out of these, but one of those on there would just, wow, wouldn't it? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll put those in baskets for you now, so if you do want to get your hands on the final few, now's your opportunity. And just to let you know, it's never ever been this price point before, and I doubt it ever will be again, because that is extremely low. In particular, as the price of silver is still continuing to soar. It dropped a little bit last week, but it's gone back up again this week. Changed day to day, doesn't it? I just adore it. And the thing I like at this detail too is, again, I don't know if you can get in there, but at that price, even if you didn't want to have this as a necklace chain, you want to take it apart, you've got these tiny links in there, but there is a big enough hole in there. You're right there, Michael. There is a big enough hole in there to get the head pins through. You know, the featherweight head pins. Can you see that? I don't know if you can, but you're going to have to trust me on it. I think they're phenomenal. Well done, everyone. Loads of you coming in and getting your hands on them. Everyone, pretty much. Probably about 3% of you aren't multi-buying. That's it. Well done to the rest of you. What a great deal. But I like the idea of that you could take these off and use these as little charms, or even take them off and use them as a bracelet. You could get 2 bracelets out of that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, couldn't you? You're really good.
Sorry, I'm just shooting the camera.
Do you know what? It's really nice that it's not just me flinging things around the studio today. It really does feel lovely. So thank you, Debbie B. Well done, everyone who got that. This is a quirky idea, but I'm like that. I quite like the idea of just something like this is a pendant. It's not even a pendant, but just an idea. What do you think?
That's nice. I like that.
Isn't it? I'd have it on a jump ring so it's that centralised. But yeah, something like that'd be nice. That's coming up as part of a clasp. Now it is Women's Confidence Day and we've got a confidence competition. Text in, make sure you feel confident. You have the chance to win 2 pieces today. This is in from Baroness Stephanie. Hi lovely ladies, my friends and my wonderful sons give me love, confidence and courage to carry on. I'm seriously ill without them. I wouldn't be here and JM keeps me sane. Oh bless you, that is so lovely. Isn't it interesting how so many people get confidence from the people in their lives, and I think that's a wonderful thing. It's a really important thing to have, and I'm glad that we're keeping you sane. I always think when people watch and we say we make them feel sane, it's because they feel better about themselves in comparison. Do you know, when I say ridiculous things, you can go, could be worse. I could have been Becky just making a fool of herself on air, man. You're a lovely lady. Thank you for that message. 60777 is our text number if you do want to treat yourself to these really, really great strands there for you. Very pretty indeed. I love that strand necklace. Okay, everybody, we've got loads more coming up for you. The ruby in Moments, which you're working with at the moment. This coming up in Moments. Gorgeous that, isn't it? Okay, first off though, I'm going to bring you that clasp actually that I brought to you, that element that I brought you. Really pretty element. I absolutely adore it. You have got a clasp in sterling silver. Demi Bulford. Sterling silver clasps with intricate details such as the one I've just that I'm showing you now. What do you think that adds to a piece?
Well, I think you can have fabulous gemstones and a simple clasp, and it looks fabulous. You can have simple gemstones and a fabulous clasp, and it looks fabulous.
Yeah.
There's something about a clasp, about the finishings, that you can have the most plainest, simple beads on earth, and everyone looks at the clasp.
Yes.
It can make a piece, make it or break it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do absolutely agree.
I just think it becomes part of the design, and don't hide it behind your wrist or the back of your neck. Actually use it as part of the design. It's gorgeous.
It really is.
Yeah.
And a big amount of weight in here as well. You're looking at 2.8 grams in this, so a big amount you've got in there. This is your sterling silver vintage toggle clasp, ladies and gentlemen, and I think what you say is completely true. When you have that finishing touch, that finishing detail, it can make you look professional, it can make you look... we're talking of confidence today. I think... confidence comes in many guises, doesn't it? I think sometimes confidence can come in manners of your friends and your loved ones, and when people, you know, say nice things about you, then that obviously that can give you confidence. I also think that people can knock confidence down as well in different ways, and we can sometimes feel our confidence being knocked, can't we? Sometimes it will be people doing it for us, doing it to us, but sometimes it can be with ourselves. Sometimes it can be if you've got a piece and you really love it and adore it, but maybe that tiny finishing detail isn't quite right, you're probably not going to have the confidence to be wearing it. You might not have the confidence to sell that piece on, in fact, because maybe that finishing detail isn't quite right. You don't need to feel that way with this, because there is that precious metal element within here at a really good gram weight, and the detail of this will go with so many designs. You know you've got finishing quality, finishing luxury of the metal, and you know you've got the confidence to do it time and time again because the price is very affordable. £5.95. Genuinely, when you feel the weight of this on your hand, you're going to feel the quality. And we talk about weight and things a lot with polymer clay. It's the it's in your mindset, really, isn't it?
It is. If ever you sell your jewellery, and people do sell their jewellery, will know the first thing that people will do is they'll walk up and they'll pick up a piece that they want to buy.
Yes.
And there's something about the weight of it that they will pay more if it's heavier.
Yes.
I don't know why, but it's just something to do with the weight. That's why I put weights in all my polymer clay things, to make them feel heavier.
I think if you pick something up and you feel it's heavy, you feel heavy means strength.
Yes, and it's value for money sometimes.
Flimsy. Yes, you're right. Yeah. And this feels heavy. Genuinely, you can feel the weight of that instantly. You can tell that's genuine sterling silver. A really exceptional deal there for you today, £5.95. Well done. Really quickly going to do you a double whammy of chains. Are these new chains? New in for a while, apparently. Which colour would you like to do first, Toby? These are lovely jewel, two colours, aluminium chain I've got here for you. Now, we all know the likes of Gemma Crow is known for that beautiful photo of her with her body chains, and I actually spoke about chains like this to her the other day, and she was saying that with detail, well, she is basically said she needed to get her hands on these because it is that kind of flattened link detail that we have to them, which means they sit really nicely along the body, which for the likes of body chains is very important. They sit just wonderfully because of the detail to them. Now, this is aluminium, so it has a nice weight to it. It's gentle, it's not overly heavy at all, which means you can do layer after layer after layer after layer. We were talking earlier about the weight of things and how weight feels luxurious. The great thing about this is, if you do want to give an overall look and an overall piece, it's light enough that you can do massive layered pieces without it weighing you down. You wouldn't want to be doing that with the likes of your sterling silver chain, because it cost an arm and a leg to do that many layers over and over to get 5 meters worth. It would cost an arm and a leg. But also you wouldn't want to do that probably because the weight of it, depending on the links, could be really over the top and not wearable for the likes of a body chain or the likes of a handbag strap. This is a really lovely colour that we have on this one too, and there's lots you could do with it. If you want to treat yourself to something like this, now's your opportunity, and it's rolling down. It hasn't been rolled down for you before, just to remind you, there's 5 metres worth on this in total. It's just £5.95 for 5 metres worth of this. Debbie B, what would you be doing with something like this, please?
I think I would be using it with cords to make lots of friendship bracelets and making the necklaces where you've got the cord and all the pins, almost like safety pin jewellery. Do you know what I mean? With lots of pins.
I know
it would look really lovely, actually.
I really like that idea. That's well, the safety pin kind of layers of chain has been in for a while, but
yeah, it's really coming back now.
Yeah, it really is.
Everywhere, isn't it?
With the likes of your big kind of pashminas and things like that, I've seen them more and more. £5.95 for all of that 5 metres worth. It's going to really, really last you and last you. And even for the likes, don't just think of your chain as in your necklace chain. You know, using it as headwear, you know, that's really in at the moment. Using them as individual links is beautiful. I don't know if you saw yesterday's show. I'm sure the pictures are up on our Facebook page, but Gemma Crow got a chain like this and sewed them together and put opals down the centre to make this really beautiful cuff, and it looked really elegant. Well done everyone who got those. A lovely 5 metres for you there. And I have also got the blue. I'll show you them together so you can get an idea of how these might work. They work beautifully together. Just thought as well, with the blue, how perfectly. Hello, idyllic colour match. Wowzers. Okay, I'm going to bring you the blue coloured chain now. Same situation, made with your aluminium, and you've got the 5 metres worth on there. If you want to treat yourself to this today, all you have to do is ring us. It's probably the easiest way, I think, personally, to set up an account. 0800 644 655, press option 1, or get in touch at JewelleryMaker.com as well if you want to purchase there. We're going to match the price of this at just £5.95 with a lovely kind of movement to these, and it is a nice movement. If I show you, because of the links of this, I show you this because it will depend on what you want to do with it, and kind of show you how you can use this. But if I move it, if I twist on this side that way, can you see the different looks you get? It almost gives you a double helix kind of look. Do you see what I mean? And you can keep it going. But then if I do it, yeah, more texture, that's it. But if I do it the other way, it stops there. So it's purely flattened then, it's crisp and detailed. And you can make the most of that with your wire work. Also, don't forget about you can just use these on, because of the amount you're getting. Oh, that's not long enough. But you can just use these on stretchy elastic to give a real nice look, can't you?
Yeah, that looks really good actually. It works really well.
Yeah, because they kind of concertina up, don't they?
They do.
So I can't do it on this because it's a solid prong, but you get the idea. It kind of concertinas up together to give a really lovely textured detail, and something like that on a stretchy bracelet, like one size fits all really. So you get a really lovely detail with that. Well done everybody. I've got a special treat. It's a brand new strand, and it's your Star Buy. This Star Buy is another element we're going to give to Debbie Bulford to add on to her design to look at in the final hour of our show. I'm looking at this and just thinking, wow, the pieces are massive. We gave this to Debbie literally only sort of about 20 minutes ago to work with, and I'd love to ask you first off, Debbie, how has it been to work with?
They're huge pieces, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're absolutely enormous, and the colours are superb. And there's quite big holes in these actually, because sometimes you don't get them in rubies, but they're really nice to work with.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right about the drill holes.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey. Why is that important in your pieces, Debbie B?
Because I think you can do far more designs. You can get more wires through, more cords through. It just opens up the possibilities of doing different designs.
Mm. I'm just having a little look now on our ruby description on your GIA, because I'm just having a little look at. Yeah, see, it is. See, I wanted to double check this. I already know this is true, but I wanted to check where I'd read it, and it was on this website. Ruby is the most valuable variety of the corundum mineral species, which also includes sapphire. Rubies can command the highest price per carat of any coloured gemstone. This makes ruby one of the most important gems in the colour stone market. That's the GIA saying that, not me. GIA, Gemological Institute of America, saying that. Yeah, I understand that the price will be very much determined about the amount you have in one given area, and these are not meek and mild pieces. Look at the central stones we have here and their sizeability. Bear in mind for me that your, I would say, go-to size for a cocktail ring is a 6x4. These are a 10x8 at the smallest areas. So even the smallest element one is around about your average size of a cocktail ring, and that's the smallest. It's by no means diddy. You're not going to miss that, are you? And then look at the more sort of centralised one. That's not even one of the centre ones. That is statement, isn't it? That is really statement. What do you like about the look of these, Debbie B, please?
Well, I'm looking at them closely, because I don't normally get to look at rubies that closely.
No.
The different colours and the different stratas inside this, it's really interesting to look at, actually.
Yeah.
I love the different shades in there, but they're so smooth. I'm really impressed with these, actually, because I haven't seen them as close up before. They're beautiful. They really are,
aren't they?
They're very special.
I'm just having a look at people that are coming in for this, and I'm kind of shocked, really. Well, I'm not shocked. I'm shocked at the amount of people that are coming in because of the price I would expect this to be, and I would expect this to be a considered purchase. But the people that are coming in for this, the amount isn't really confirming that for me. This is a considered price, I would expect, but apparently it's not. I challenge you to go and find a ring that will be, I'm going to do average carat weight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 140, how many carats average? This is obviously average, some will be larger, some will be smaller. 12.7. I challenge you to go and find a 12.7 carat ruby, one for $14.95 in a piece of jewellery. And I definitely challenge you to find it for the price you're actually going to see. 12.7 carats for $11.95, and that's just for one. I've got this many here. Average carat weight on these is over 12 carats for a ruby. Can you even find 12 carats worth of ruby set into jewellery? That would be almost very, very difficult. Well, it'd be almost impossible on the high street, wouldn't it? But that price for one, that is absolutely shocking, I think. Average carat weight on each of these over 12 carats worth at $11.95. Would you expect something like that?
No, definitely not.
No?
No. That's just amazing. It really is.
It's astonishing, isn't it?
It is. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I don't normally go for these sorts of the red tones, but this I definitely would.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
It's stunning, isn't it? It's stunning. Ben accepted my challenge and he found one. Tell me that one you've just found. It's a used auction site, yeah. Fast, yeah. Tell me the size of it. 9.4 carats, so it's still not the 12.7, but how much is it? 681. Okay, so it's rough. It looks just like this. It looks very similar to this. It's kind of this sort of style. It's not as big a piece by any stretch of the imagination, but even then, it's still how much? 681. So 681. But you'd have to pay that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times to get the actual carat weights. And in fact, you'd have to get more than that, wouldn't you? So that'd be like £85, wouldn't it? To get the carat weight from that one. And that's the lowest. That's astonishing, isn't it? Considering you're getting all of this for £11.95. Just incredible, it really is. Well done to all of you. And obviously, Ben's saying if you're looking for it in jewellery, you're looking at minimum £163, the lowest he's seen set into jewellery. And even then, not near the full carat weight of this strand at all, just for one individual one. Loads of you with this in your baskets. I do encourage you to check out, as always, because I don't want you to miss out. If you don't treat yourself to these, I don't want you to miss out. Lots of multi-buyers on that. I have got a tanzanite nugget strand as well, if you're into unusual individual nuggets. They're very shapely nuggets. These are coming up for you shortly, which I think will go really beautifully together if you so wish. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Women's Confidence Day. I'm going to head on over to a break and give me some confidence by having a packet of crisps. But don't go anywhere, because we'll be back. I've got loads more makes, loads more treats and deals for you. I'll see you on the other side of this.
Pearls are classic. I mean, who doesn't love pearls? You look at them, they look elegant, they look classy, and they make elegant, classy jewellery when you're creating with them. I think right from the whitest of white pearl to the peach pearl, they're always stunning, and anybody can wear them. They're one of my favourites. You see them, don't you, in expensive jewellers, covered in diamonds. Diamond and pearls are the classic duo, and that's why I love pearls.
Pearls are always a huge seller on Jewellery Maker, and I think it's because there's a huge amount of emotional attachment to them. I think whatever walk of life you come from, whatever your age, you always associate pearls with maybe someone who's worn pearls before you, maybe your grandma, maybe your mum. So there's always that emotional attachment to pearls, and they can be classic, they can be contemporary, they can really be whatever you want them to be, and definitely one of my favourite gemstones.
If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our no-quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund.
I think when I look back on it, I think I was brought up as a beader, not a jewellery maker, a beader. Because, you know, we always had my granny's button box and lace box, and, you know, you could go through her beads and put them all together, string them, you know. Jewellery Maker is quality, and if you want the quality, that's who you've got to go to. I like your presenters and the certain ones. Yeah, and it's a shame it's so far, because I'd like to do loads more courses. But yeah, I will always be buying from Jewellery Maker. I am that sort of person with energy who likes to jump from medium to medium. Depending on what day of the week it is, depending on what I feel like. I find I work differently if I'm sitting in my workroom at the table than I do when I'm sitting with a tray in front of the television. But yeah, no, I would say to new people coming in, if you are looking at genuine gemstones, it's got to be Jewellery Maker. I would say look at the bundles, because I think you do some really good bundles. And press the button quick and buy them. You know, don't wait to think about it, because I think that's one of the big things, is if you wait, it's gone. You can always order, and what I usually do is I'll order, and I'll have other things in the back of my mind that I can add to that order to get your postage money's worth. Yeah. And if I don't like it, I can send it back. But I think that is the way to buy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely to see you all today. My name's Becky. Sorry, I'm just like fiddling with this ring and I'm not even doing it now. It's really lovely to be with you all today. I've got loads going on. I've had competitions, I've had brand new strands, I've had brand new chains, I've had products that I haven't seen in absolutely ages, new bezels, I've had amazing prices, naughty deals, and I've got more to come. And today, to enjoy it all with us, I'm joined by the very talented Debbie Bulford. Hey Debbie Bulford.
Hello.
What are we expecting from this kit, which I haven't seen yet?
It's monochrome and it's fabulous. Love it. Completely different from the other one.
How have you done that? Well, tell me later. We've not got time now, have we? But wow, it's like oh, I love that. It's like I don't know, fossil. Oh, it's beautiful looks you've got here.
Thank you.
With boulder opal. That's a bit special, isn't it? I've got loads coming up for you. I really do. We're starting off right here, right now, though, with a brand new Tanzanite. What do you like about Tanzanite, please, Debbie Bulford? Are you a fan, first off?
I am, actually. I am. But I don't know why I am, but I am. I think it's just a lovely, that midpoint between lilac and blue. And I just think it's a really lovely forget-me-not blue. It's beautiful.
Oh, I like
really
that.
Nice.
Forget-me-not blue. You're totally right. Look at that beauty.
Looks almost old-fashioned to me. Do you know what I mean? It's like you could put an old-fashioned rose with it. The old pinky colour. Do you know what I mean? It would match perfectly.
Yes,
looks
you're
old.
Right. I think what we have, yeah, you're right. It is.
It's almost like an heirloom. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's something you can pass down.
I do know exactly what you mean because of that hue, because of that colouring. Now, Tanzanite's an interesting one. How long have you heard the phrase, and this is one location, one generational gemstone? We say all the time. Then one generation passed and a couple more weeks passed and then another year passed and it's like we keep saying it and we keep saying it. And I'm sure some of you must think, I bet there's the secret Tanzanite store whereby they're just churning it out and there's actually loads of it around. I bet Tanzanite isn't even rare. I bet it's like as common as salt in the sea. I'm surely some of you must think that. I promise you it's not. It's really, really, really not. The reason we keep saying that is because it is factual, it is true, but we are very lucky in where we purchase this from and we're able to get it. There are some big companies that can't. We just have such great connections. We've built up over the years. And we've built it up not just with, I would say, kind of being nice and kind and friendly. You know, we've done it by our charity work in these areas. That obviously builds up a rapport with people, and therefore we have been able to get a really good, steady supply of really nice quality Tanzanite at what is essentially mates rates. But that's got to change. And I'll tell you for why. On Friday, this article was put up in newspapers and online. If you read more into this, it talks to you about how essentially the trade in this area has been stopped. It essentially talks to you about how it has come to the government's attention that a lot of places, it has been brought to our attention that behind the government's back, some areas of mining have been unlicensed. I hereby order that they all stop mining until they get mining licenses from the relevant authorities. So essentially, as you can see here, and do your own research, do read it yourself, but it is, as it said, it has been, by the Commissioner, banned Tanzanite mining. Now, this isn't a ongoing forever thing. What he's saying essentially in this article is that because of this Mineral Act and other elements, and because people are essentially, you know, kind of going, this is such a high-end gemstone, and if I have to buy a licence, I have to pay the government, but if I don't, I get the extra money myself. What they've basically said is the government have gone, right, zero tolerance, the mining stops here, the mining stops now, until we can go around and check every single area in great detail to see whether or not you have the right permits, the right licenses to get it out of the ground. If you don't, you won't be opening back up again. But they have been closed. It has essentially been stopped, and that was as of Friday. Are they going to be able to get around all those locations and everything in the matter of days? No. Weeks? No. Months? Maybe. But it is going to take a while. So, it's stopped, it's been banned in these areas, which means if we went to try and get any from these kind of weeks or so in the future, we're going to be paying more because there won't have been any coming out of the ground, so you pay a premium on that. It's going to be detrimental to the market in the sense of yields. It's going to be detrimental to the market in the sense of amount we can purchase to bring to you, and it's going to be detrimental if it carries on for much longer to the price of tanzanite for us, because we aren't going to be able to afford it. If you want to get tanzanite, I can honestly say that this today for a while may well be the last time I get to say this. New tanzanite strand. Your price point today should be. We have not been able to get a decent amount of tanzanite for quite some time. It ain't getting any easier, ladies and gentlemen, and things like that article I've just shown you prove that. We're rolling that price down for you now. To just £17.95. The fact of the matter is, and it's all well and good us all sitting here and thinking about, okay, they've banned this, so if they're not opening at the moment, then even if it's just for a few months, that won't have too much of an effect. You want to bet your bottom dollar that it will. Some of these mines are essentially open for 20 hours a day, with obviously different people stepping in and out with the appropriate working hours. But this is going to have a detrimental effect. This is going to have an impact, most certainly, definitely on the price, definitely on the amount we're getting out of the ground, and sadly for all of us who love and adore this genuine gemstone, it is going to get harder. Jewellery Maker are ridiculously lucky that we have the connections that we do, very, very lucky indeed, but I tell you what, that can only go a certain way. If they're not pulling any out of the ground or decent amounts out of the ground, do you think they're still going to be doing us favours like they are, giving us good quantities at great prices? More than likely not, no. What do you think of doing with this strand, please, Debbie B?
That would look fabulous with that ruby that we just had on, actually. The two together would look superb.
You're right, you're right.
That, I think, I would think hard about what I was going to do with that. I would want to see it, for one thing. So I think I would probably use some really pretty seed beads and do some... I love doing the beaded beads. So I think I would do like a mixture of lots of the different shapes on there, and some little beady beads, and perhaps put some rose gold with it.
Oh, I like that.
But make a really lovely bracelet that I could actually see, and then put a couple on a necklace and earrings, and perhaps keep one for a ring. I'd want a whole set, actually.
Would you? Would you do a complete?
So. It'd be nice to have a whole set. Yeah, it'd be lovely.
I think that's a glorious idea. I really do. And what do you think of the price at £17.95 for the carat weight we've got here?
That's just ridiculous, isn't it? Just a silly price, that is. Oh, it's brilliant.
I think it's just a great deal. Well done to everyone. I've got about 10 in baskets now, and there are people waiting on the phone lines. Get treats like this whilst you can. Speaking of whilst you can, I want to give you a little bit of a heads up. I've got a ring coming up for you shortly, which I will be owning because I love it so much. There's 50-something of these. It's not a massive quantity, but I just wanted to show it to you because I, for one, am totally in love. What time's this coming up for, Tobes? In the next hour? In the next hour or within the next hour? Sorry, Toby. Within the next hour. That's coming up for you with the gemstones included very, very shortly, within the next hour. So do stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, everyone, on that tanzanite. All of you, loads of you coming in from lots of different places for that. It's a real treasure, it's a real treat. And if you do see any new strands of tanzanite, get them whilst you can. Okay, I'm diving into the kit now because I am very excited to do so with this amazing strand of Boulder Opal. What did you think about the strand, WB?
Oh, it's stunning. It really is. It reminds me a little bit of Botswana agate, in as much as you had the stripes, you know? So I like that. I like to have gemstones and have something that's interesting. So I think they were gorgeous. Absolutely stunning.
It really is eye-catching, isn't it?
Lovely, yeah.
Does the texture of it work well with Polaroid? Because it looks like it does.
I think so, and because I had translucent in this kit, you've got the same sort of look of the white and the translucency in there. It's really lovely.
It's stunning, isn't it? Now, Boulder Opal's a really, really, really interesting one because I think it's very underestimated in certain areas. Boulder Opal is the second most expensive opal on the planet, second only to black opal. And it forms in these tiny, 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 tiny veins. They're tiny. They're so small. They're like hairline fractures almost. They're so small. They're minuscule. And they're in, the longest you're ever going to get one of those strips is sort of around 30 centimetres, so not long at all. And they're tiny. Some of them could just be tiny, tiny, tiny elements. And with these elements that build up, obviously they build up more and more and more at a time. But with Boulder Opal, it takes such a long time to form. It really does. In some parts where we get this, bearing in mind Boulder Opal is one locational incentive. You can only get Boulder Opal in Australia. Because of that kind of location and that way in which you get it, it takes such a long, long time to get your hands on. And some very localised areas within that are taking around about 100 years for 1 centimetre's worth to be formed. So it's an extremely long process. And because of that, but also because of the beauty as well, it is, as I said, the second most expensive opal in the world. Top quality, I did my research earlier on because it does vary. Top quality Boulder Opal at the moment, and I mean the top quality, is currently selling for just over £1,500 per carat. At the moment, is the kind of average for really top carat weight. This is a big carat weight we've got here, 240 carats. So a big amount here to work with, and a lot of fun is to be had. I love this strand. I love how you can see the makeup in this strand, how this gem is built up with all of these layers, all of those wonderful kind of silica-based elements that take on all of these components as it bands along. I think it's so pretty. I'm also going to be bringing to you the threading material, the seal-on. Can you tell us about this, please, Debbie Bolton?
It's a very, very fine cotton that's very strong. You can use this either even for upholstery. It's very, very strong. And it's excellent for I know, careful because you'll cut yourself if you can't break it. You can't break it without scissors. So be very careful.
And it's really fine.
I know, but I used to teach upholstery and we used to do sewing of the cushions and things up with that. So it's really strong.
It's really, really, really genuinely sturdy. I'm putting my all into that, and it ain't going nowhere. No. It's really not.
It's good for seed beading. I use that a lot for doing seed beads because it makes the movement of the necklaces beautiful. But it's just very, very useful to have. They're ever so expensive to buy. The reels are so expensive if you buy those in the shops. I can't believe that we've got the black and white on here because it's so difficult to find.
Yeah.
With the haberdashery shops now closing down.
Yeah,
it's very rare you can find it.
So beautiful that you're going to be getting 75 metres on each spool.
That's right. Patchwork shops sell it because you can do the patchwork stitching on the front, and of course the quilts they don't tear.
They don't tear, no. So really super duper sturdy, durable, and also really, really fine. You're looking at around about a 0.1 with these, which is why I thought, oh, I sturdy. No. But you really can't. It is very, very strong indeed. Nice to have it in the black and white, not only for the polymer colours I've got coming up, but also for the wearability, would you say?
Yeah, I think so. And also because with the gemstones in particular, especially the clearer ones, you don't want to put a colour through the centre because you can see the colour, and sometimes it changes the colour of the seed beads or the gemstones. So it's nice to have something that's very, very neutral.
Yes.
And most backing fabrics are either black or white that you stitch onto, especially things like for soutache and what have you. You tend to go for a silver or a white, a silver or a cream or a black.
Yes.
And so you need that to blend in.
To work with those.
It's also good for suit trousers, I've found, for my son.
For suit trousers?
Because it doesn't break. It's very good for doing alterations for teenagers when they're at school.
Oh, well, that is good. That's always handy to know. I like that little addition. That was good. I've also got in here the findings pack too. I didn't ask you earlier, but I'd love to know. What do you like about our findings packs?
Well, I think they're really comprehensive. I mean, we've said this many times before, and it's very boring, but it's very true. You try and go to any shop, craft shop, and buy more than 5 or 6 head pins in a packet, or more than 2 or 3 sets of shepherd hook earring findings in a packet, and then you've got to buy 6 packets because you've got the chain in one, the earrings in one, and you're paying for the printing of every single packet that you buy. You've then got your petrol and your car parking. You pay a fortune if you try and cost these up. And you don't see little silver beads very often either, spacer beads.
The little spacers?
Yeah, the little spacer beads. You don't see those very often.
No.
And they're really useful.
Yeah. So a nice array of the spacers and all the findings in there, including, but not limited to, meters worth of chain, 20 of your featherweight head pins, and the likes of 35 of those round 2mm beads. Let's get that price in. Bearing in mind that this is one of the most expensive types of opal that are out there in the world at the moment, we're going to roll it down. Doesn't really make sense, actually, does it? Should we be rolling it up? That'd be silly. We're going to roll it down for you today, ladies and gentlemen. £21.95. I was not aware of that price point. What do you think of that, please, WB?
I thought that was just for the strand when you said that, but obviously not.
No.
Wow, that is amazing.
When you're saying that you've seen high prices on these, how high are we talking? Are we talking £5 a spool?
Yeah, about £4.95, £5.95 a spool.
Per spool.
Yeah.
Boulder opal itself, I would normally expect alone to be in its 20s of price. Findings pack on top of that, you've got another £10 mark. So actually, already, our original price was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really stunning. Well done, everyone who got your hands on that. I'm going to really quickly bring to you the second part of the kit because we've got quite a few demos in here. And I'm going to get onto the Kato. Now, for anyone who's new, we did the Primo earlier. Tell us what the difference is or what we're expecting with this.
Okay. Kato clay was invented by Donna Kato for purpose, for making canes and jewellery that you wouldn't necessarily normally make with the Sculpey clay, and I'll explain that. I would never make a collar or a cuff in the Sculpey clay without putting an armature inside, either putting wire or putting it on top of a collar or a cuff, because it just wouldn't be strong enough, because it can almost snap. Kato clay is the hardest clay that you can buy to do jewellery with. You can almost drop a collar or a cuff without an armature inside and it's perfectly all right. It stays. When you're doing your caning as well, it doesn't go sticky and soft like Sculpey does. It holds its design. It smells different, it feels different. It just is a lovely clay to work with.
People like to rub it against their legs, don't they?
Do they? Why is that?
Oh, I've just seen whenever I walk into like workshops.
Oh, sis. I just feel like, what on? Where are you going with this, Becca? I'm sorry.
When I walk into workshops, everyone's rubbing it on the legs?
That's because it polishes like glass, and you don't need very much to polish it.
Oh, right, okay.
And as long as you've got a pair of jeans on, it polishes on denim, you're right.
Oh, right, I see.
Or we grab passing people if they've got denim on, yes. Straight.
Yeah, all right, I like that.
Yes, yeah, we can use your leg.
I've got for you here 4 packs, and I've never seen this colour range before.
Haven't you?
No. I've seen the black and the white. I've not seen the translucent before, and I can't recall the last time I saw this really nice high shine silver before.
Yeah, when Donna was on, because Donna Cato came on the show for a couple of days, she did some mica shift with the Cato clay, and it has a very high percentage of mica powder in it. So a mica shift is something where you put a design into the clay and then you slice off the top, but it looks as though the clay is raised and got a pattern in it, but actually if you rub it with your finger it's flat.
I remember.
And it holds the mica shift, it holds where the mica was basically. Yeah. It's really beautiful and it shines like silver. If you buff it and you shine it, it will shine like antique silver. It's lovely.
It's so pretty, really beautiful, and you can see the mics in there. It's what gives you that kind of glittery aspect to it. I suppose on the Primo we'd refer to it as like an accented one. So you've got 56 grams worth in each of these packs. All of your cooking instructions, etc., is on the back of these. Really beautiful, crisp finish with these. It's really beautiful. Another product I have not as of yet seen is the gloss, the super gloss. Tell us a little bit about this, please.
Well, I'm very lucky to have a polisher at home, and most people don't have polishing machines.
No.
And to get a glass finish, to get a really high shine, would take a lot if you're doing it by hand. So this sort of helps you along the way. This is your varnish to give you a gloss finish.
Okay. So it gives a real high sheen to them, and that makes them look, well, oh yes, I can see on the ones you've done, it makes them look really different to the ones you haven't.
Yes, I know.
Real beautiful brightness.
Yeah.
So we've got that gloss in there for you as well, and that is your Cato gloss, so it works perfectly. It's kind of the same standard really, isn't it?
It is,
that makes
yes,
sense.
it works well with the clay.
Yeah. And I've also got all of these. Now, I've not seen these before either, and I absolutely adore them. These are your bail findings that we have, and you're getting 10 of them in total. You can see you've got the large loop bail at the top of these, and then you have that really lovely, almost leaf-like design kind of hanging down from these. These have got polymer clay written all over them, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, but you can use them in resins, and you can just use them on top of. I mean, I'll show you when you come over here that I've just adhered one just to a piece of gemstone, because they do stick really well.
Yeah.
But I think they just become part of the design. You don't have to hide them. You could put them on the front of your designs, on the back of the designs. You could use them in so many ways. Again, for resin they're good. For leather they're good.
Yeah.
You can use them for all sorts of things.
It's really fantastic, it truly is. Do treat yourself to these ones whilst you can, ladies and gentlemen. Your price point today has already been rolled down, and it's just £17.95.
Yeah, those bales are really expensive actually if you buy them in the shops, and you can normally buy them just 1 or 2 at a time, but to buy that many, it's very unusual. They're lovely actually, they're really heavy quality as well, substantial.
So again, perfect for polymer, because we're saying you want that, don't you? I'm going to get on over to the lovely Adele Bulford now. Let me bring this across with us. Don't forget, if you want to make an order on these, it's really easy to get in touch with us. All your info is at the bottom of the screen. And also, if you're watching and you're thinking, oh, I've not tried this before, don't worry. It is a medium you can get into even if you've not tried it before, because Cato, I don't know if this is just a misconception that I've heard of, or if it's a general misconception. I think a lot of people think Cato is the step above Primo, in the sense of you can't really get into Cato unless you tried Primo.
No, not at all, not at all. I mean, the lady who came here with Donna, Cara, she says that beginners, if they get into Cato, they never want to use anything else.
Yes.
You just get used to the different texture with it, really. And if you want to do intricate canes and you want them to be fabulous right from go, then that's what you should use. Definitely, that's what you should use.
And when we talk about canes, for anyone who is new, because I am aware there's lots of new people watching today, when we talk about canes, what does that mean?
It's like a stick of rock. It means it is a cane of clay that the pattern runs from one end to the other.
Okay. And that's what this is great for, because you don't get any sludgy, mudgy colours.
No, you don't. The pattern doesn't move, and it's you can almost hear it slice. If you in here, it's quite warm, but if at home, if I was using it, you could almost hear the cane slice as you slice through it.
You have the different colours in here, and it's obviously a very monochrome look with the black and white, but you've then got the translucent in there, and that translucent in this piece is just giving me an amazing look. This is the one I was trying to explain before, how it's almost this, I don't even know how to describe it, it's like ancient fossils that are layered throughout.
The translucent clay, the Kato translucent clay, I love personally. It's got a really milky colour to it. You can either have translucent clay that will go brown, more of a beigey colour, and then you have other translucent clays which stay bright white or go clear. This is sort of in the middle. It goes like a winter white, a milky white, and it's a lovely, lovely colour. I love it.
They're fab, aren't they? I absolutely adore those. So for anyone who's not worked with this before, we're going to be looking at different techniques. We will talk to you about how to sort of look after and how to work with your beautiful clay that you have up on your screen now. And we'll also be talking to you about etching and essentially using your carving tools with this as well. So do stay tuned, and if you bought the kit, make a note of today's date so you can watch us back at your leisure on our Jewellery Maker YouTube channel. So when you get it home, you can watch us and kind of play along at home, as it were. Where are we going to be starting today, please,
Okay,
Debbie?
we're going to be doing 2 or 3 techniques because they're quite quick, but I'll show you lots of different things, okay? First of all, it's the necklace that's at the end. Because this is called Sydney Opera House, I looked online and I thought, now, what can I do that looks like Sydney Opera House? So I was looking through and thinking, you know, the shape of the Sydney Opera House like this. So all I did was got some clay, this is so quick and easy, that's the one. Got some clay and used an oval cutter and just cut lots of ovals, and I did everything from black, white and patterns you can see there and translucence. So you literally get an oval cutter or a round cutter and you can change the shape of it. I mean, it's so simple.
We did have those cutters on for you earlier on. Do we still have some available, Toby? We'll find them for you, and if we can, we'll put them up on your screen, but we did have them on earlier.
So take your half circle or half oval, depending on what sort of shape that you're doing. This is so easy to do, so easy to do. And you just pinch one side to the other. Okay, so there's your flat half circle, like so, and you pinch one side to the other.
Got you.
All right, and then just fan out that edge. See that?
Yeah.
Like so. Put it on a pin and put it in the oven. Then you just put them all together.
And that's it. So thanks,
So
Debbie.
thanks very much.
That was the quickest demo ever. That was wow. So that's how you've created that beautiful look.
Yes, just lots and lots of them all bunched together.
I wouldn't look at that and think.
And then the
that's
boulder
been quite
opals in the
easy.
middle. So yes, I know, just really simple and easy. But I just thought it just looked like the Sydney Opera. So
It
I thought,
really
right, I've
does
done
have
that
those
now. I've done
ripples
that
and
now.
layers. I
What
love
else
that.
to do?
And it just goes to show how simple something like polymer clay can be. Now, we have had questions in.
Go on then.
People wanted to know if you treat it differently when you kind of get it out of your packet to maybe a pre-roll. How do you treat it, essentially?
Okay, that's a good question. All right, when you open up your packets, you'll see on the front, actually, first of all, it's got a different temperature to bake at. It's 150 rather than 130. And it actually says on the back, for 10 minutes, there is no way that Donna or I or anybody else would bake it for less than half an hour.
Okay.
I think 10 minutes is just literally just to make the plastic particles stick together, basically.
Okay.
The longer you cook Kato clay, the harder and firmer it gets. And the more secure it gets. So you can't over bake clay. You can keep baking it time and time and time and time again. So when you get this out of your packet, you'll see it's striped. So you would cut just a couple of these stripes and then condition it the same as you would with the Sculpey clay. You take a strip, 2 or 3 strips in a row, use your roller to start the plasticizers warming up like so, and then put that through your pasta machine.
Okay, I see.
And then keep using it. So, but you have to keep conditioning this Kato clay. It has to really, really be conditioned, otherwise it will keep going back to the consistency it was in the packet very quickly.
Okay.
Which is what you want with this clay anyway.
Yeah,
right,
all
so
right.
that's that. So,
yeah, go on.
Look on. Yeah,
someone else messaged in. What did you say it was? What type of paper do you use to wrap the clay in?
Okay. If I was going to put it away to store it,
yes,
when it's not baked, when it's raw clay, I would put it in a box that's got a 5 on the back with an arrow around it, which means recyclable, and they're normally slightly opaque, the boxes. If you've got canes that are going to be together, you're right, they will stick together after a little while. So you can use something like this. This is like a greaseproof paper, or you can get something called baking parchment, something like that. Do not use cling film, because that is a plastic. And it's okay to take things home from a workshop and be wrapped up for an hour, but once you've done that, it will start to go sticky, and it will start to go like chewing gum, and it will start to melt into the clay. So you need something that isn't plastic, basically. So something like a baking parchment or greaseproof paper is perfect.
Fab.
All right.
Do feel free to keep those texts coming in for your messages, 60777, and don't forget, it is Women's Confidence Day, and we still have got that competition running at the moment. If you want to message in what makes you confident, what jewellery, what gemstone maybe as well, 60777 for any questions for WB also.
Right, so the second technique, we've already done this already, so I shan't repeat it, but we do a skinner blend. It's half black and half white, and when we put it through the clay roller over and over again, we get this blend of black through to white. And then we fold it, we concertina it, so we go backwards and forwards. It's so warm in here, it's just cracking, never mind. Backwards and forwards,
If
until...
that happens in real life, as in because this isn't real life, does it matter?
No, just keep working it with your fingers.
Okay.
And this has been sitting around for quite a while, I have to say, this clay, so it wouldn't normally happen at home.
All right.
So there you've got a clay, a little cane of clay that goes from dark to light. Okay. And if I take one I made earlier and I put an extra strip of white on the top, I'm going to cut it in half and put it together. And this is the same technique as to make this cane. Okay. And that's got lots of different designs. So I'm just going to do something else with this, because it's something that's really simple to do, which is quite effective. Because when you make one cane, you don't just do one design with it, you can make lots and lots of different designs with the same cane. So I've taken a large ball of clay here, and I'm going to take a few slices of this. So I need 1, 2. Right. And I'm going to place this over the ball of clay. First of all, one that way, and one like so, and another one like so, and then that one, just stretch it a little bit. This is a good thing with this, if it's not quite long enough, you can just stretch it, can you? You can make it work. Let's pull that off. The good thing with Kato clay is it doesn't stick to itself. So if you wanted to start again, if you did something and think, do you know, I don't like that, it's very kind to you.
That's always nice. We like kind things.
We do like kind things.
It's important.
It is. Now I'm just going to stretch this out a little bit more, and I'm going to put it edge to edge that way, and edge to edge that way. So you've got this sort of idea. Okay, so I've got that in my hand and roll it. Warm it up.
And how much pressure are you putting on that?
Not very much pressure at all.
No.
No. Well, this cane I made at about 9 o'clock this morning, so it's gone a bit crumbly, but it's been out in the air ever since.
So by squishing it as you are, it's pulling it all together.
Pulling it all together, and it looks like it's been woven in and out. Can you see? As though that goes underneath there to come out there.
Yes, it does.
It looks like it's been woven in and out, and that's quite a nice technique. If you do that on a red background with red and white and blue with blue and white, they look like footballs.
That's clever.
So coming up to the Euros, you can start to do your footballs for
great idea
for kids and what have you. I just thought it was a nice idea to do because they're good to sell as key rings and one thing and another. If you're doing anything for the Euros, just thought it was a nice idea to do. You take your pin, make a hole. You've got a nice big black and white football on this one. Okay.
And then again, bake it?
Bake it. Now this one is huge.
It's mammoth. There's a lot of thickness to it.
Yeah. So I bake it for half an hour, take it out and make sure there are no cracks in it, that you're quite happy with it, and then pop it back in for another half an hour and you'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. Now, bales. I stuck this on the front.
Those bales.
Yeah, I stuck this on the front of it. I haven't actually cleaned off the excess. I just use a blade to take that off. But you can see they do look lovely, even just stuck onto the front of gemstones. And how many times do you want to bail and think, what am I going to do with that? Do I just stick a pin through it? But I think that put on a chain is really nice.
I think that's beautiful. And that is the boulder opal, which is in the kit, which is currently on the website, or you can call the call centre. And the one on your screen at the moment is the one with those pendant bales, and you've got 10 of those. The one with the gemstone and the findings, etc., is at the bottom of your screen now. If you do want the clay and the bales, is currently at the side of your screen at $17.95.
Now,
what are we looking at now?
Okay, so this is something that I had a look at, say the carving and what have you from Australian design. So I just wanted something that looked a bit more natural, I suppose. So I've taken some silver clay, wrapped it in white, wrapped it in black, and then I've just pinched the end. Okay. Pinch the ends to make it into a bead, and then pushed a pin all the way through like so, and then rolled it to make it longer and thinner like that. Okay. Then baked that in the oven. Then taken, this is one that's already been baked, you can hear.
You can hear how sturdy that is, can't you?
Yes. And I'm now going to use carving tools.
Now, these are, I remember when we got these and it was like Christmas came early.
I know, I love them.
Tell me what it is and why were you so excited to have these?
Well, one is the quality of them. The quality is excellent, it really is. They say 12 tools, but it's not, it's 24 because you've got one on either end. They are dentistry quality. I think they are fabulous. They're very sharp. You can cover these with polymer clay if you wanted to, with gifts, if someone just does modelling. You can use these for candle making, you can use these for normal clay carving, you can use these for all sorts of things. But they are lovely, but especially candle making, apparently they're very, very good. You know how people do the candles and they do the curls going down the edges?
Yes.
Yeah? You can use them for that sort of thing. But if you do doll making and you do clay, you can get into all the little details of all the face and the hair and what have you.
Now, we're going to price drop these, which is silly really, isn't it?
It is really, yeah. They're ever so expensive.
They really are. What types of prices have you seen on things like this?
I've got about 7 or 8 with a wooden handle that I paid £20 odd for.
And you've got 7 of them,
yeah,
7 or 8 of them.
Yeah.
This is 24. Price point today should be, but we are going to roll it down. I think already $12.95 is incredible.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But today, we're rolling it to £7.95. Genuinely astonishing price point on those, honestly. Do your research, get out there and look at it. £7.95 is ridiculous. And the thing is, if we were to do it for even a penny lower than that, people would be buying 15 and selling them online at quadruple the price.
Oh,
$7.95 for these is ridiculous, and probably a lot of people will still be buying a fair few of these and selling them online. That is incredible, isn't it?
I've been to a certain exhibition centre and these chaps that sell tools and things on their stand, and I've seen these on there for £20–30.
Yes, yeah, and understandably so. Understandably so. these are a piece of kit that once you've bought them, you've got them, they're going to last and last and last and last and last and last and last.
Excellent.
So do treat yourself to them because they're great for the likes of your polymer clay, but it's not just about polymer clay with these.
No, it's about all sorts of sculpting, and if you do woodwork or what have you, or if you're into things such as scrapbooking or card making or what have you, or sometimes even if you're doing things with fabrics and you want to get in somewhere, something really pointed to hold something still. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
or a seed bead you want to keep in place.
Yeah, I do.
Sometimes you think, well, what tool can I use that's really sharp but nice to hold? Because they're very weighty.
They are really weighty.
They are really nice to use.
They are. $7.95, a genuinely astonishing price point there, and not a price that I can imagine us ever doing again. And we're going to see them used now. And don't forget, of course, the likes of your silver clays and your metal clays, these are great for too, because some of them are very, very intricate and beautiful to work with. So we're going to get etchy on something which has been baked.
Yes,
now these are for
baked.
pre and post baking, aren't they?
Yes, they are. So I baked this, and I had a look at, say, some of the websites, and I saw some of things like didgeridoos that have been carved and what have you. So I wanted something that looked natural, like carved into wood, if you like. So I've taken the very pointy tool here and gradually, literally carved it out. I had great fun. I can't remember what I was watching on TV, but it was rubbish. And I remember sitting there thinking, I'm so glad I got something to do. And I lost myself for a good hour or so. I had great fun.
I love that. I was watching something, it was really rubbish, so I was just crafting.
I did.
Yeah.
You know when you watch things, you know what's going on, but you're not actually watching the screen.
Yes, I do that a lot.
Because people are talking and you imagine it in your head.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, I do. And it acts as a nice kind of background, just purely background sound, isn't it, really?
It is, it is. Yeah. So, you can get down to the other colour that's underneath, basically. I'm doing that really, really quickly. And then, when I finished, all I did was just get a little sanding pad and just go around the edge and just neaten it up. And I went up and down until I got that necklace. Ta-da! That necklace there. Thank you. And some of them I've varnished and some I haven't. So some shiny and some's matte.
Yeah, you can see that.
So it just looks as though it's wooden, I think. Just carved wood.
It does.
That's great fun.
But almost like jet.
Yeah, actually.
In an
I know
essence.
what you mean. And then just made some little spaces out of the translucent and the black to go in between. I really enjoyed doing that, actually. Lost myself for ages doing that. I did.
I'm glad you had a lovely time with it,
very
I can tell. And I'm looking in there because it's silver, it almost looks like druzy in some of these.
I know, I've just gone through the different layers. You asked how I did that. That I just baked on, you know, one of the metal collars that we've had on forever.
Yeah, for ages
just
and
used that and then just took it off the metal collar.
Wait, so you've still got the metal collar to use?
Yeah. So that's just been baked on top of it,
I
or you can
love
do it around a Perspex bowl or something if you want to. But it's so strong, it won't break.
Oh, I adore that. Thank you so much for showing us all of those techniques. I'm going to head back on over here. How's the challenge going, Debbie B?
All right, actually.
Have you finished?
I've still got a couple of bits of ruby left. You know, as you do, lying around.
Oh,
you know.
Hello, ladies and gents. Sorry, I really needed a swig of my brew then. I could feel a little cough brewing. It's lovely to be with you today. It truly, truly is. On Down Under Day and also on Women's Confidence Day, I've got something that gave me confidence as soon as I popped it on earlier, and I'm going to pop it on again for you. I really want this to be prong set so I can show it off properly, but I'll tell you what, I'll try and balance it. This ring is absolutely sensational. I love it so much. I want it hugely. This is the type of ring that you kind of place on and it looks so glamorous and the gemstone is so high-end that you can't help but walk a little bit taller, stand a little bit prouder. This is coming up for you in less than 11 minutes. I absolutely adore it. Okay, I'm going to bring you really quickly a strand of amethyst and ametrine. So named because we have a variety on each. Let me show you these. I was looking at this strand as well. This is an amethyst ametrine as well, but I like them together because I like the story of story of a make. I'm bringing you the rondelles now, ladies and gentlemen, and these are really getting you ready for my final hour, which is fast-paced and furious. If you see something you like, get it quick, because it's going to be off your screen soon. This is genuine amethyst and ametrine, and I've not got a huge amount left. When you've got your amethyst and ametrine strands, you have the opportunity to get these lovely golden hues within there, and alongside the amethyst, it really does just make them pop even more. Get your hands on these whilst you can. Your price point today, it's just £5.95, and the fact of the matter is that we don't get in ametrine out of the ground as much anymore. We found in the last few months that the hardest strands for us to get our hands on have been ametrine and Russian chrome dioxide, so it's not something that we get that often at all. To be able to bring it to you at £5.95 is a bit of a treat, is a bit of a treasure, but I am in my low stock opportunity on this, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, I've only got 18 left now. Started off with more than that, but people that are checking out left, right and centre, quite understandably so. £5.95, a real treat and a real deal here for you. A wonderful one for you of your rondelles. 13 of these left now at £5.95, and we are over allocated now. Well done, absolutely everyone. Lovely deal. Lovely detail for you there. Loads more coming up for you, ladies and gentlemen, including that ring, and loads of findings, crimps coming up for you too as well in a moment, so do treat yourself to those ones whilst you can. I've got a top jewel coral coming up for you here, and this just screams summer. I love it. I love it because of the brightness. I love it because of the detail. I like it a lot because it makes you kind of smile. What do you like about this, Debbie V? Please.
It's the sort of strand you take on holiday, and when you wear it, it makes you look browner, doesn't it? What is it about that colour that makes your skin look more tan?
Totally agree with you.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it is holidays. That would look lovely actually with the first kit. That sort of tribally oranges.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really nice.
Really lovely. I like that. Makes happy.
Definitely happy.
Yeah, makes me happy.
Yeah. You've got top jeweled on these ones. Really nice, delicate detail. Lovely bow. Kind of bowing to the shape of these. Your price point today is rolling down to £4.95. Genuinely, I wouldn't expect coral to be at that price when I know for a fact it's ethically sourced, which of course is always important for you to look out for. If you do want to add these to your order, it's 0800 644 655. I really like how some of these are resting. They almost look like they're creating heart shapes, which could be of course something you can do with these. They're bright, bold colours that are in fashion right now, that we are seeing more and more of, and I think that these actually, with the likes of those twisted jump rings I did for you earlier, would actually work quite nicely together to give a bit of a fun kind of contemporary feel. AUGP92 is your code on this one at £4.95. Very quickly, before I do the ring, I'm going to do you that ametrine strand in the plain drops. The clarity on this is absolute shocker. Look at that.
That's gorgeous.
What do you like about it?
I've always loved ametrine, always loved ametrine. I think it's because of the story behind it, and it's so different that it's something that you don't always see. It's just really lovely. Those are beautiful as well, actually, aren't they? They're beautifully polished. Gosh.
There we are. They grab the eye, don't they?
They do.
Definitely grab the eye.
Those.
Yeah. A really cracking amount of clarity in these. Not always something you expect from an ametrine, to be honest. Don't forget, ametrine, one locational gemstone, technically, if it's natural, from Bolivia. And essentially the mining area is tiny for this. It's around about 9.5 square miles. Tiny mining area. Tiny price. That's not how maths works around here. Small mining area, that must mean small price. Usually it's the opposite. But today, £12.95 for you. A real wondrous opportunity on an absolute glower of a strand. Can you see the glow in that? Can you see the kind of detail. You can actually see it bounding down on kind of the surface behind, can't you? I think it's just a glowing beauty, and at £12.95, a real treat to be had. It is natural. It was very much said for a long period of time, you know, all ametrine is natural. It's completely not true anymore. You can get ametrine treated nowadays because technology changes, doesn't it? We've basically worked out how to stop heat enough through it to give a kind of look of ametrine. This is the real deal, though. It hasn't had any heat treatment or anything else. This is the real deal from Bolivia. So very special opportunity to get it at just £12.95 because it is extremely rare. And like I say, we've found this and Russian chrome dioxide the hardest gemstones to get, harder than the likes of tanzanite and diamond actually this year. So very, very unusual gem at just £12.95. Well done. Okay. Do you want to be one of very few people to own this stunning ring? If you do, get ready to rumble, because right here, right now, it's coming. It's your style buy. First things first. Let's just talk about the ring itself, because it is beautiful. I'm always quite happy. It's Women's Confidence Day, so I'm always confident to sit here when I'm bringing you our prong set range of rings, and I'm always confident, almost without looking or without checking, to be able to say the band around this ring, it is beautiful in its size. It's not a tiny amount, because we make an extra effort for that to never happen. Sometimes you can purchase rings whereby you actually look at the band that goes around the finger, and it's so fine a piece of metal. It's been stretched so much because essentially you get to use a smaller amount of precious metal to cover a small area, that actually it could be so tiny, it can always look flimsy, it can almost look weak, and it can be very uncomfortable with the slim band. I'm always aware, and I can say with confidence, almost without looking, the band on this is a beautiful thickness, a gorgeous width, therefore it's going to be comfortable. But with this, it's even more so, because it's a double band of that metal. That, I think, just the design without anything else is phenomenal. I love the shape you have here, that detail you've got running along this. It is absolutely beautiful. When you see that amount of precious metal, it's mammoth because you have got the two spirals, but if I spin it around, look, even on the back, you've got a mammoth amount there. At no point is it like a hairline fracture of silver, a tiny little wispy bit of silver. Even if I turn it at the side, let me show you it from the side. Look at how thick the width on this is and how it curves in. So it's not a flat piece of metal, which can be, you know, the rings that you wear when you spin around like that. I've got a ring that I wear a lot and I play with it all the time and I just spin it around. It's a really thin band, and I spin it naturally. I stop myself when I find myself doing it because it actually rubs, but I spin it because it's so thin, it's so fine. I can feel it there. When I'm holding it, I can sense it on my finger because it's not got a nice bezeled edge, it's kind of flat. So I fiddle with it, I mess with it, and it gets annoying after a while. You're not going to have a problem with this at all, because this has got that almost bezel edging, which makes it so comfortable against the finger. It's the type that you'll pop on, and the only time you're going to notice it is when someone goes, oh my goodness, I love that. Where did she get that from? That's the only time you're going to notice that you've got it on. Let me talk to you about the detail of this. I need to forewarn you, I have low stock opportunity on this now. There were 46 made. There have been 46 made of this. That's it. Just to let you know. You've got in here those lovely topaz, which are in that wonderful, wonderful, brilliant cut around the outside. With that brilliant cut, you are getting really delicate facets on these that are paved into that area. Every single one of these, even though they are so delicate, still got around 50 facets on each of those, which is incredible, really. It is absolutely magical. Sometimes when and you get ones that are in set like this, they can leave them nugget style almost, tiny, tiny chips. We don't. These have been brilliant cut. So a really gorgeous array of sparkle from these. And I haven't even got onto the gemstones themselves. This is an incredible opportunity for very few, and I hope I'm one of you. This is a very special morganite, and it is one of the most delicate and rarest morganites that there is out there. In fact, I can't think of many other gems that have this kind of status. This is your stunning, oh my gosh, Zambezia morganite. Look at the peach. I don't want to tilt it too much, because please do forgive me, obviously I haven't prong set this in. I don't want to tilt it too much for them to fall. But just wow. Isn't that astonishing? I'm absolutely in love with this. There were only, in the world, let me state for you, in the world, as of yet, don't get me wrong, we might do a reorder on it, but in the world at the moment, there are only 46 that have been made. That's it. 46 of these. That's it. That's all we commissioned. This is the second time to air, but we do have some left over. I can honestly say that for the beauty and clarity of the gem quality, let's face it, Zambezia morganite, that I would expect double the price you're about to see. I can honestly say that for the gram weight of this, which is 3 point something, it's almost 3.5 grams worth of precious metal in here, which is the same amount that we're expecting essentially in an engagement ring. And for the quality of those brilliant cut topaz, all of that I would expect actually double each time. So probably what, 70, 80 pounds worth from my research? $24.95 is not your price. This is not an opportunity for everyone. I'm going to be getting my hands on one of these, and I'm going to be getting my hands on it as quick as I can. That's why we've decided to play it now, so that we can go to a break, so that I can treat myself to one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very rare opportunity at just £19.95. From our last order, only 46 of these were made on the planet. That's it. I have the final 25 for you. If you want to treat yourself to something extremely high-end with gem quality stranded, I've absolutely and completely got it here. If you want more treats, more deals, you've got to stay where you are, because in the final hour, everything's under 50 quantity and price. I'll see you in just a few moments.
Famed for their openness of colour, our Hunan Peridot gemstones are sought after for their bright greens and graceful golden undertones. Brought to life by their dazzling brilliance, we are able to bring out the pure hues, the fire and the sheer brilliance of this gem. We only source raw crystals with the potential to show off all of these remarkable qualities. For a gem full of sparkling bright greens and glorious golden tones, look no further than our Chinese Hunan Peridot.
Get creative with Mark Smith with his Craft Fair DVD. Mark guides you through 6 sections of fascinating techniques that sell the best on his very own successful craft fairs. He concludes this DVD by sharing his own tips and hints that make his own stalls very popular. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with Jewellery Maker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with Jewellery Maker.
We here at Jewellery Maker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you will receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with Jewellery Maker FIFO reviews.
Did you know when you book on a Jewellery Maker workshop, you are given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre.
Deal of the day, right here, right now. Deal of the day today. It's only Tanzanite. What a perfect day for a bit of Tanzanite, eh? What an incredible strand. Hello everybody, my name is Becky and today I'm joined by the lovely Debbie Bulford.
Hello.
Who's already been crafting up a storm, but you're just carrying on going.
I am. I like to be kept busy.
Perfect.
Yes.
I'll keep you busy now.
Thank you.
Tanzanite.
Yes, dear.
Deal of the day.
Yes.
Do you think it deserves the status of deal of the day? And if so, why? And if not, why?
Yes, I do. I do. Why we do them as deal of the days, I don't know, because they're so fabulous.
Yeah.
We do them as special things, not just deal of the days. But I think it's really special to be able to offer people a piece of history that they can keep, and even if they don't use them straight away, you know, in years to come, they can make something for family members or leave it for somebody or buy it as a present, and who knows what it's going to be worth in years to come. Yeah. Who knows? And I just think it's really special that we do that.
I like that too. I like that as well. I like that it does feel a bit special that you can save this as a bit of a treasure for someone. This strand here I think is incredible. Just get a load of the impact of hue you get on this, that colour. That's impeccable. That is impeccable quality. It's really, really intense, but without overpowering, because you still get the clear prism. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this in here, and please don't think you will get this in every Tanzanite, because you most certainly won't. But if I hold this and give it a little spin, can you see any pink hues in there? Because I can.
Yes, I can.
It's easier to see it in real deal light than it is through the camera that you're seeing it now, through your TV screen or laptop screen or whatever it might be now. It is easier to see in real life. But with this strand, you are getting a lot of those pink hues in the back palette. And that is a lovely thing to see in tanzanite. Again, you don't get it in all tanzanites. You don't get it, I would say, often in affordable tanzanites, but obviously we're going to try and give you that opportunity for you to get a highly desirable, highly unusual strand today. I talked to you earlier about and showed you the article earlier about the ban on tanzanite mining that is currently in place. And if you do want to get your hands on tanzanite, I would encourage you to do so sooner rather than later, because I don't know how long this might last. I don't know how many of those local areas will have, you know, the extra permits that they've paid that they've paid for, and I don't know how long that'll last. If it lasts for a long time, the prices are going to be unbelievably high. Great quality with pleochrysum, deal of the day. Priced at just $27.95. That's not the price it should have been. We gave you it should have been $47.95. So we gave you £20 back in your pockets on that one. We also had a budding beadswork with it to give you super duper amounts of inspiration. I love this design, really, really nice design. £27.95. It should have been a £47.95 strand, but today you've got a really, really special opportunity. I think that is a really great deal. What do you think of that, Debbie B?
That is a really great deal, actually. But you don't need to use them all in one piece of jewellery, do you?
No, you don't.
For those who've just joined in, who's starting out, you don't have to make anything as dramatic. You know, 1 or 2 pieces on a tassel, or me and my tassels, or a cluster of them. You know, it just looks stunning. They really do. They're lovely.
They are exceptional, and at £20 back in your pocket, it's a very special opportunity, in particular with those pinks. Well done, people. Okay, pears coming up at past. Oh, abalone ones coming up for you at past. These are really wonderful, domed at the base, pointed at the top, drilled through the centre. 5 the hour they will come up for you today. We will also be announcing the winner of our Confidence Day today, very, very shortly indeed. And we're going to be giving away 2 of Debbie Bulford's pieces, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Okay, where to? Toby? Sorry. Well, no. White pearls. Wounds. Price me. Oh, incredible, 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 incredible. You're not going to believe these, because that's why I had to rub them together. I just had to be sure I'd picked up the right strand. Take a look at these. Be honest, is this one of the best strands of pearls you've ever seen? Because it is for me. Genuinely. You know me, I don't over bump. I don't say things that I can see if I can't see them. There's no point in me doing that. This is incredible. Let me show you against the black so you're really seeing the detail of this. Look at those. Yes, they're real. Yes, they're natural in their colour. Yes, they're around. That's incredible, isn't it?
Wow.
Really wow.
My goodness me.
But the keen-eared among you may well have remembered that my last hour is under 50. I started off with just under 50. I've now got under 20. Ladies and gentlemen, perfect, beautiful, pure round. Wait for it. This is a shocker. £24.95. The price of natural coloured round pearls has gone up in the trade from the Tucson show from February this year to February the year before by 144%. That's a lot of money, isn't it? At £24.95, that is really a very, very serious opportunity. The quality of these is by far and away in the top 5% that I've ever seen. There's 13 left now. It's unlucky for some of you. And it most certainly will be, because people will be missing out any minute. Now, the phone lines have lit up like bonfire night, so please do stay on the phone lines for these. In this hour, it's going to be fast, furious deals, treats, goodies for you, things you see a lot, things you don't see very often. But the great thing is, it means if you see something on your screen, you go, oh, that's not for me. You only have to wait another 2 minutes and something else will be along. So do stay with us for this time, and make sure if you see something, you like it, you're getting yourself on those phone lines. It's 0800 644 655, or alternatively get yourself downloading the app for free. If you want to take us away with you to pick up the kids or whatever it might be, then do feel free to do that. 7 left at £24.95. A really sensational deal. The fact that these are just that higher quality is phenomenal, and you can see the beauty of these. I wish, in a really strange way, I wish we had that strand to show you now that me and Toby got shown the other day to compare. Basically, we got shown a strand that we have purchased. We're not sure if we've purchased it in bulk to sell or if we've purchased it just to take a look at. I think it was more just to take a look at. But basically, it was a new strand that we purchased. It was a round. It was slightly off around. It was like 2 mil either way, I think. And it was £60. But those are the prices that pearls are now. I wish I had it here to show you. Well done to everyone. 2 of those left. Great deal. Got coming for you the Lepidolite rounds. Now, Lepidolite, not something we get to see so often at all. In particular, oh wow, with that much shine and sparkle. Lepidolite always makes me think of a vintage version of amethyst and a kind of elements within there of the likes of your labradorite. You'll see what I'm saying when you look at it yourself. Really magical looking gem. Can you see the shiller? You see the sheen on these? Can you see those little elements that kind of pop in there? If I get a smaller area, you might be able to see a little bit better. Excuse my fingies. Can you see them there? They're like little scales, aren't they? And they give this element of shiller underneath the surface. That's natural. The colour of it's natural. The elements of shiller in this is natural. It is going to be a really special treat for you. Lepidolite's an interesting one. It is a location which is quite dependent on the location in which you can find it. And I've got to say that Mozambique is one of the best areas because it does give you those beautiful elements through there. And also one thing I would say is, kind of genuine gemstone wise, it is one that has a lot of connotations alongside it if you believe in the likes of chakras, crystal healing, etc. Do your research on this. It's quite interesting what you can read. Obviously I can't say it's factual, but I can say that feel free to read up on it yourself. Totally natural, a beautiful detail to it with all of these flecks of lithium elements within there. If you want to treat yourself to it, it should be, but it's not today. £30 is a great price for this. Again, Lepidolite's not a gem I've ever seen on the high street. Today though, rolling it down. £19.95. That's a deal. Ooh, it looks like a cross between natural ruby and amethyst, said Sonia. I see where you're going with that, Sonia. It does actually, yeah. It has actually got that ruby element, something I didn't take into account, but you're right, it really, really has. Extremely rare, rarer than the likes of your amethyst and ruby, but you're absolutely right. Do you like this sort of strand, Debbie V?
Yeah, I do, very much so. And I, like most people, last year bought a lot of that colour because that was the colour of last year, the Masala, wasn't it? So everybody will still have that colour in their wardrobe, so I think it's nice to be able to get something to make them go further.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Just bring them up to date.
Exactly, bring them up to date and perhaps add a different colour with it. But they're beautiful. They really are. They're lovely. I love that sort of muted tone. I think it's gorgeous.
It's very vintage. It's very kind of quintessential, you know, rose garden, I think.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Reminds me of the types of colours you might see on like a canal boat.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, I do.
Just been me. 1995 JM NV19 is your code on that one. If you want to make a note of it and you want to ring in, then do so now, because we have got more treats and deals coming up for you, so you will need to make a note of that. But one thing I would say is don't hold on to that code too long, because the price will go back up for you very shortly. Well done to you all. Labradorite now coming up for you in these ovals, and the smoothness and the natural aspect to them is beautiful. It reminds me of I'm not sure if this is everyone, but you know when you're younger and you go to the seaside and you collect the stones and you look for the stones that are going to be great for skimming. That's kind of the shape I've got with these. It looks like they've been calmed, they've been tamed by waves to give them this wonderful smooth effect. These are your plain ovals that we have here. And because you've got this oval smooth-like shape to them, you have such a beautiful amount of colour just booming over the surface there. Really elegant detail to these ones. I think for your unisex piece of jewellery, you're on the money with this. From big and bold in the centre to the more delicate around 12 by 10 near the ends, then it's going to give you a really wondrous look. Treat yourself to what used to be believed to be the frozen fire of Aurora Borealis. Your price point today is just £12.95. Labradorite is going up in notoriety now, I would say. More and more people are recognising it. I can't remember off the top of my head who it was, but there's a well-known company was in, I think it was Cosmo or Glamour or Vogue, one of those types of magazines, talking about Labradorite and how they're essentially branching out now into it, so that it is, because it is affordable, but also it's captivating a different audience who perhaps wants something a bit more unique and individual. And really, Labradorite is one of the more unique and individual gems, because I've never seen two that look the same. I've never seen two that are striped in the same way, that are exactly the same tone, that have exactly the same opaque kind of view, that have the exact same shiller running across them ever. So £12.95 for me is something that I know I've got the uniqueness of that individual mystical looking glass appearance. £12.95 for you today. Add it to your order and get that checked out, because yes, that effect is natural. Faceted rondelles I've just heard, but I didn't hear which gem. Tanzanite, how did I not hear that? Tanzanite gemstone. We've seen loads of it lately, haven't we? We've seen absolutely loads, and I think it's because we did a really decent order of them, and now we've heard all of this about the mine closures, and we're essentially, we could go, right, let's hold it back, but the producers basically schedule. Okay, so the producers, it's their job, amongst other things, to work out what you're going to have in your show. Okay. So they have a little look at what days they can pick and what gemstones they want to bring to you in that collection. And I think, even though all of this is happening and all the producers are finding out, the producers are then going, right, get Tanzanite in your collection now, because otherwise other people will get to it and then we won't be able to have any. It's going up and up in status. It's getting rarer and rarer and rarer with the closures. That has happened since Friday. So we're bringing you loads of it now, which I suppose will be bad for the future, because then we'll have less then. But who cares about tomorrow when you can have today? Treat yourself to these, ladies and gentlemen. Your Tanzanite rondelles, rolling it down in price today. This is a very special opportunity on a lovely rondelle strand. Go over those drops I had earlier, the deal of the day. £14.95 is your closing price on these ones today. Not the type of price we would normally be expecting, but we've done it for you nonetheless. If I show you it alongside the really beautiful, kind of almost multicoloured Tanzanite I did earlier, it works idyllically, don't you think? If you just use one as a drop in between, I think the tonality of it works really nicely, so that would be a beautiful pairing. The fact they're both faceted, tie them in well. That was your deal of the day. This is on your screen now, and another thing I would say is, if you wanted to pair this with a precious metal, how about pairing it with this absolute stunner I did for you earlier on at a really naughty price? We wouldn't normally have been able to do it, but it was this new chain. We've not had it in at all this year, and we took it down to a very naughty price point. It is genuine sterling silver. It is a necklace, but imagine just a trio of drops on there hanging down. Won't that look high-end? Won't that look elegant indeed? And like I say, is a necklace with your clasp on the end. We took it from $8.95 something to $4.95, even though it is sterling silver and it says 95 on it. Well done everyone, you got your hands on that. 40 carats worth of your tanzanite in a lengthy strand at that, at just $12.95. I was talking to you about sterling silver, so how about I brings you some now. Sterling silver is a beautiful thing to have because it gives you something that gold doesn't, something that platinum doesn't, it gives you something that titanium doesn't, which is a mass amount of light back to your eye. Obviously, everything absorbs light slightly in one way or another, or else you won't be able to see it. What you have with silver is the opportunity for it to give you around 95% of the light that hits it back into your eye. That's way more than titanium, that's way more than the likes of platinum or gold. So that means you get serious glamour, serious shine, and when we add texture and detail, almost this angel wing, like fashion, like we have on these ones, all of the dips and divots show off that light even more to give it a really interesting look. If you want to treat yourself to these, then I think what a stunning opportunity to get almost a guardian angel themed design. If I just kind of take the jump ring off, it is a closed jump ring you get with this, which is also 95, and I show it you like this. If I kind of close that off, can you see this wing detail we have there? Can you see that? Isn't that a stunning element to say, look at that, really beautiful, almost angel-like appearance, isn't it? And you've got a big amount of that detail on both sides. What do you think about this, please?
That's beautiful, because one thing that's around everywhere at the moment, and I've said this last time I was on, was flower fairies. Flower fairies are everywhere, whether it's fairy gardens or flower fairy charms. So you could almost do a silver clay little fairy.
Love that. And
have it attached to that in some way. Or bead something, I don't know. But wings and fairies and that sort of thing, they are everywhere
They're
at the
everywhere,
moment.
aren't they?
They're absolutely everywhere.
I love that idea so much. Flower fairies is something, if you're not sure what it is, essentially it's something that's been around for a very long time, and they're kind of these generally watercolour paintings of fairies whereby they wear clothes made of flowers. So you might get like the bluebell flower fairy, and she'll have a bluebell hat on and things. You've never seen these before.
Yeah. It came from a fairy at the bottom of our garden. Is that woman? Is it a lady or a gentleman who made it up? They've got fairies at the bottom of their garden.
At the bottom of the garden.
That's where
They've
it
had films
started.
done about it and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe you've never heard that before. Yeah, me and my grandma, when I was younger, we used to read the books, and I used to have a huge poster that I put in a frame of these. They're beautiful pictures. They truly, truly are. But yeah, you're right. I love the idea with these. Gorgeous. Do treat yourself to these whilst you can. Sterling silver at $5.95. That is incredible for the amount of detail and work on these, and the fact that you get the jump ring with these too for ease of opening and closing, and you get the large loop on the other side of these ones too. Lots of you putting in your baskets. People have checked it out, but you're not checking out quick enough because I've got less than 40 of these available at £5.95. I think that's an astonishing deal. And don't forget, for me, silver is very much one of those things that is going up dramatically in price point at the moment. Someone the other day released an article that said basically if silver continues in the vein that it has been for the last 15 months, then essentially what's going to happen is within the next month or two, it will be up to an all-time high of $130 per ounce.
Gosh.
So it's ridiculous kind of growth we've seen on it at the moment. It did dip a little bit at the beginning of last week, but it's peaked back up again. So it's going to get more expensive. $5.95 for you today. Well done, everyone. Got for you pearls now. You know, we were talking about the canal boats. When I think of canal boats, I always think of the paintings of the really quirky kind of roses on the side that almost look vintage.
I know what you mean.
Don't these look like the petals?
Yes, yes, you're right actually, because it's just one brush, isn't it? So,
Yes.
so it's the shape of the brush, a petal. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
It looks just like that to me. I think these are beautiful. Keshi pearls. Rectangular Keshi pearls. Totally, 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 totally natural. Why have I said totally so much? Because, I mean, they're so totally natural that it's not only the colour, it's not just the shape we're talking about here either. It's they're so natural, they're non-nucleated. Incredible to be able to get that. What you get with a natural pearl like this is all of the good stuff, all of the expensive bit, and it means you get pearlescence that just outshines the rest. It is texture upon texture upon texture, which gives all these nooks and crannies and delves and ditches to give pinks and greens and blues and golds. Totally and absolutely real. It's Mother Nature's decision to create these. It's nothing to do with us, really. Basically, these are created by... Long story short, let's long story short this. There's two main ways, but I'll do the first one, because it's just shorter. Long story short, here's your mollusk. It is your hinge action creature. And basically, we'll pop in irritants. So there's sometimes beads will pop in. People always say, oh, grain of sand, and it can be things like a grain of sand. That's generally when it's done in nature with your seawater, but we tend to put in beads or shell. So you pop them in. Mollusk will then make layers and layers and layers of nectar over the top to make your pearls. You get the pearls out, happy days. Mother Nature with these ones, we've gone, let's pop a bead in, and it's gone, no thanks, but see you later. And then it's continued to protect itself because it thinks, is there something still there? Let's just doubly check. But there isn't, so that's how you get these. It is essentially the purest of the pure. The fact we haven't even dyed these, it makes them even more exceptional. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most expensive freshwater pearls you can get should be £30. I'm happy with that. In fact, I'm really happy with that for the size of these. The luxury size, 18 by 11. There's no bead making up space. £19.95. Now that is a corker. That really is. Bearing in mind for me that this is your necra. This is your pure necra. This isn't, 11 millimetres of shell and 2 millimetres of necra. This is, 18 by 11 mils of your necra here. That is a sensational deal, isn't it?
It is, because if you go into any costume, or any boutique or what have you, you look for costume jewellery and find something less than £20. You can't do it. You really can't do it, even with something that looks quite cheap, unless it's in the sale. You can't get anything for under sort of £25 now. £20 goes nowhere.
I think these for your floral designs and details would be
beautiful.
Really pretty. I quite like the idea of them. Tiara twisted into a fascinator.
Yeah, nice.
Just for a little flourish.
Yeah. Or even a really modern bride, or getting married for the second time or something. They could put those onto hats, on the bands of a hat or something. Really nice.
Definitely, completely agree with that. Quite like the idea of them.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it did look nice.
Yeah. $19.95, well done everyone. Not many left of those. Right here, right now. Time for Star Buy. I've got for you something a bit beautiful. Colour, 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 anyone? Abalone shell. What do you like about abalone shell?
Well, I'll tell you what I like about our abalone shell.
Go for it.
Is that it's not single-sided.
Correct. Double side.
You can see a lot of beads in bead shops and they're just single-sided. So if you had an earring and it turned around, you'd have it just black, which I think is not right.
No.
So not only are you getting a price that no doubt is going to be good for one strand, you've actually got double-sided, you don't have two strands, because you can use both sides of them.
Yeah.
Which is important, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Because you don't want your earring, this is your good side, and then here's your bad side. You don't need to be like,
Yeah, because you can bet it will twist.
Oh, of course
when you
it
don't
will.
want it to twist,
No,
it will
so
twist.
of course it will twist. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Completely. And then you really don't want them to twist, so you're uncomfortable in them.
Yeah, that's right. You probably wouldn't wear them again.
No, definitely not. It's beautiful, and I would say it's the same with pendants actually.
Yes.
Sometimes your pendant on your chain might twist, or if you've just got it on a head pin, obviously it will twist.
Yeah.
If you bust in a few moves, in particular, then it will twist and it will turn and you'll see both sides. You want it to look pretty on both sides,
Yeah,
don't you?
of course you do, yes.
I just think it's stunning. What you've got here, ladies and gentlemen, is your abalone in these lovely teardrop shapes. What do you like about the pear shaped here?
Those look really nice. It's on a head pin with some black seed beads and then have the teardrop coming at the bottom. Really long. Or a long piece of wire and just have a couple at the bottom.
Like that.
That's really coming into fashion. I ate a lot of those. Clusters, but on very long pins or long pieces of wire. Can look really funky. But they're really good for key rings as well. For gifts for key rings or for phone charms or something like that. That you just want to give a little something to a friend. I think it's really nice.
You've just reminded me of your DVD where you do the like pen toppers and things like that. Yeah, the accessories one. That's it. If you want to, because you got your polymer clay on today, the Primo and the Kato we've had on today. So if you do want to learn more, do call the call centre and see what DVDs we've got available. But I'm just thinking with these, because you do quite a lot, and you have talked about animal designs before. These would go great with some kind of mermaidial looks, some fish details, some peacocks even.
Yeah, you can do the fins of fishes, you can do butterfly wings, you can do all sorts of things really, and they will bake in the oven, so they're fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely fine.
So you can have them all there, done and dusted in one place and ready to go.
Absolutely.
Treat yourself to them whilst you can. GTGP40 is your code, your price point, ladies and gentlemen. It's just £9.95. I mean, it really is something which, again, I feel can be easily taken for granted because we've been seeing more and more every 2 or 3 kind of days, you know. But we never used to.
No.
Ever.
No, we didn't.
At all. Even a year and a half ago, I would say, we weren't seeing abalone at all. Essentially what it is, really, is it's the... It's a mollusk, it's a shell, so it's a layer of this shell, essentially. And like we say, we've got it back to back, which is why you get the black in the centre, because that's your resin, essentially, that's sandwiched it together. I was doing sign language for burger then, didn't even realise. Yeah, it's squidging it together for you, so you get that beautiful double-sided effect today. Pardon? A really, really beautiful treat for you today. Well, yeah, sorry, Toby. I thought Toby was speaking to me, but he didn't. He was like, oh, sorry, I literally just said burger. Burger in my ear. My producer. Yeah, that's for burger. Yeah, they are. My sign language is going exceptionally well, I have to say. Yeah, it's going really, really well. I'm learning sign language if you haven't been made aware. So I cannot say the ostrich had unrecognisably large ears. No, I can't, Ben. I'm sorry. Hamburg. Yeah. I can't say the albatross and had a very large wingspan yet. No, but I will work on that for you, Ben. I will work on that for you. Well done to all of you. Treated yourself to that lovely little special buy there, and I had a Morganite round on earlier. That would go really nice with those. Faceted pairs of your white topaz. Oh wow, that's a cool strand. I mean, physically, really beautifully cool. I absolutely adore this for its coolness. As a place against my skin then, I needed that. We are talking about Women's Confidence Day today, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just thinking of, I'm holding this and I'm touching this. It's so cooling that it does kind of make you spruce up a bit. Just to let you know, I will be announcing that winner very, very soon. Toby has done a draw now, so I'll announce that for you in a little bit. This does kind of make you sit up proudly, and it does kind of put a smile on your face, not only because of the coolness of it against the skin, but because of its unusual nature. And what I mean by that is, have you seen the price of topaz on the market? I'm blown away. It is genuinely shocking. In particular, I would go as close as to say that actually for the quality we bring you, for like pieces that you get quality-wise out there set into jewellery, the prices, we are hitting it amazingly time and time again, price point wise. I'm always astonished. If you want to get your hands on topaz, from the word to seek, then now is your time to seek an excellent deal. Treat yourself. Should be, but we are going to roll it down for you today. This should be £22. Today though, it's just £12.95 for your genuine natural topaz. Topaz does demand very high price ranges, which is strange because it's not one of the most rare gemstones on the planet. It's not, but I think you get such a varying price on it because so much of it is treated, so much it has got different appearances and different appeals. But with this, you have got an exceptional deal. You really, really do. £12.95 for you today, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think of that, Debbie B?
Oh, it's lovely. It's a sort of strand that you could wear with anything, I think. I've got a topaz ring. I've said this to you before, that every time I wear it, people say, oh, stop me and say, oh, is that a nice diamond? Because it just looks so beautiful. It really does. And that, I think, is something that you could take one drop and wire wrap the top on one of the silver chains like we've had earlier. And you just look $1 million, wouldn't you? Perfect for brides, of course.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
It is a wonderful one for brides, and I think with that ice crispness as well, a really beautiful detail. And I'm not going to sit here and go, oh wow, it is the clearest topaz I've ever seen, because it's not. But that's usual for a white topaz, because if you get an exceptionally crisp, clear white topaz, they'll treat it. They'll treat it so it becomes the likes of a London blue or a mystic topaz. That's what they do. They only reserve those treatments for very, very clear pieces because it's so expensive. So a really unusual piece to be able to see this. Rainbow Moonstone coming up for you now, ladies and gentlemen, and it is coming up. Sorry, what petal? Oh, the blank. I see. I'm looking for a strand. Oh my goodness, the quality of the gemstone in this. This is sterling silver. I'm just going to give it a little polish on my huge dress. Here we go. Oh, get ready to see this moonstone. The quality of it is exceptional. Look at that quality. Oh, that is so difficult for you to see, but please believe me. The amount of... Oh, you've kind of got it there. Oh, sorry, am I dazzling you? Oh, look at the quality of that. Genuine sterling silver you've got here, as you can see, because let's face it, that lustre can only be real sterling silver. And then you've got that moonstone element to it as well. The moonstone itself has got a beautiful, it's a beautiful faceted round we have set into there, which means you get a really glorious amount of colour and brightness within it. This is a great size tag and a big amount of sterling silver, as you can see here. What would you be looking at doing with this, please?
I think I would probably use that for stamping on.
Yeah, perfect.
I know when I went to Camden Market with my husband, he had a copper one disc similar to that with my birthstone on. I love you alongside. And
Oh my goodness.
It's a real romantic. I think that'd be really sweet actually, and especially, or somebody's had a baby and it's their birthstone. You could put the date of birth on there or something as a tag. I just think it's a nice gift.
Yeah, a really beautiful gift, and because you've got so much space on there, really easy to do it.
Absolutely.
You could even get a fair few words on there actually. I think.
Yeah.
Get your hands on this one whilst you can. Your price point today, ladies and gentlemen. I think that is incredible. Let me get my balancing act on the go. It's in a slightly different area than usual because of the strange band on this top, but just to show you how sizable that piece is. I mean, it's mammoth. £4.95 for all of that silver. 4.72 grams of silver with a genuine gemstone inside it. If you were to stamp onto this, you would be able to get so many different words within here.
You would.
You'd be able to get little love quotes in there, little songs on there. Hey, it's you know, Women's Confidence Day. What about some nice little kind of confidence or inspiring almost what do they call them? Not meditation things. You know, when you read something over and over. Mantras, that's the word. Yeah, like little mantras written on there.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah. £4.95 is astonishing. There's over 10 in baskets, I'm being told. You have to be quick off the mark for this one. You really, truly do. I think it's absolutely stunning, and the quality of that gemstone, I have to admit, it's kind of hard to see because I don't want to sort of blind you when it gets to the silver section, but it really is astonishing quality. And if you do want the stamping kit, I did have one on for you yesterday. If you want to see if they're still available, then you absolutely can do, and we did a little section with Gemma Crow about stamping, if you do want to add those to your collection. And I love as well, I should mention too, do you see the large hole in these ones? Because you've got the capability there to get a lot through here.
Yes, you have. You have indeed, yeah. Yeah, I could see that being like a gents' jewellery as well, with a piece of leather, you know, quite a large piece of leather through that. If it's their birthstone.
Definitely. Perfect. Penelope, hello Penelope, I love your name Penelope. Becky, can I just say, I find your descriptions on gems very inspiring. The way you explain the history of the gem is truly wonderful. Thank you. Penelope, that's so lovely of you. Thank you very much. Well, Women's Confidence Day, that's really boosted my confidence. Thank you very much, lovely lady. Can I say that? I really want to. Toby just went, oh, isn't she a mega babe? Aren't you? Thank you very much. Ben's now calling you an ultra honey now. I hope that's all right, Penelope. That's lovely of you. Thank you very much. Always nice to put a smile on someone's face, and I think it can be forgotten very quickly and very easily. That is lovely. Thank you very much. Loads of you multi-purchasing on this one. Well done to everyone. And just to let you know, there are people waiting on the phone lines, but apparently you're being answered instantly at the moment. So a really good time to get on in. It's 0800 644 655 today at just £4.95. Serious waiting list to that one as well. Go nicely with the silver chain, of course. How did I not mention that? Still available. I can't believe that. I'm about to... Wait, the chain was £4.95 and this is £4.95. So less than £10 for a solid sterling silver.
Wow.
Necklace and blank pendant, £10.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Oh,
because the gram weight of that would be over 5 grams in total.
Yes, it would.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's really, really good.
Wow. That chain's still available because we had absolutely, I think it was about 300 of them, so we have still got some available. Okie pokely, piggity pokey. Rhodolite garnet coming up for you now, and a really deep tonal one. Really beautifully. This is rhodolite garnet. We see garnet in lots of different variations, lots of different elements, and I think that this one for me is one that can sometimes get overlooked. And I think one of the reasons is because the lights in here really, really dull it down. But actually when you take this out into the real deal light, it gives you almost like a colour that Ruby would be jealous of. It gives you a real beautiful heat, a real lovely, almost like a cherry amber is the way I describe this when you take this outside. It is incredibly difficult to see it in here, but you can definitely see the kind of impact of it. And you know, do just remember for the, oh, you can see it there in the recording, you see at the tops. You see the ones that are at the top where it's not all bunched up together? That is much more realistic to the look that you get. And one thing I would remind you is when you see these recordings, generally they'll be recorded in something that's meant to, well, it's a daylight simulator. So that's more of the look that you're going to get, and that's what I mean. And don't forget as well, your rhodolite stone comes from Greek, isn't it? Which is rhoda, meaning rose, and lithios meaning stone. So it is your rose stone, and it has got those true rose colours running through them. If you want to treat yourself to these, what a great opportunity, because I've got under 50, but still with a great price point, it's a nice chance to come on in and get it whilst you can. Okay, and we're rolling down. I thought this was under 50 quantity time, not reduce everything we see at time. I suppose that's not snappy. Your price point today, ladies and gentlemen, shouldn't be $5.95, but it is today. A really special deal, a very special opportunity in these lovely natural kind of style drops. Actually, they'd go quite nicely with some of the drops we've had on today, maybe with the likes of the ruby or even the ones from your challenge, the metallic drops.
They would look nice, actually. I think the natural pairing is with pearls. There's something about pearls and that just looks stunning with it, I think. I don't know why, but they just do. But it's just nice to see something that on the screen, like you just showed there, to see the different colours, because you really do see those beautiful cherry tones.
Yes.
But you just can't see them in here, and it is frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
So frustrating.
But at least you know when you get this home, you're going to go, oh, that looks better.
Yes,
not that looks worse.
Absolutely.
This is your beautiful rhodolite garnet, ladies and gentlemen. 115 carats worth. It is completely natural as well, and it has got those very cherry tones running through. At £5.95, it really is a great deal. Amazonite I'm going to bring to you now, and it's one of our strands that is one of our newer locations. It's the ones that we used to look at, I think, were very, very tame, very, very relaxed, almost blue sky. These ones are mythical to me. They're almost magical in their look, and that's because the location in which we, oh, that one's got shimmer in it, wow. The location in which we get these naturally gives you more of an intensity, more of a kind of almost jade-like colour. This is your Amazonite, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Russian natural Amazonite. And you're getting, in this location, more of that intense jade-like colour in the background. It did used to be kind of, it is really rarely seen, I would say, from that location, but it was for quite a long time compared to and confused for jade because of the kind of looks that we run through it. One of the main tip-ups for it was that kind of texture that you get within here, and they're almost kind of wave-like details, or they remind me of the, is it the cumulus nimbus one? No, they're the big ones, aren't they? You know, the really feathery clouds that you get? It kind of reminds you of that. And if you look into these really close, you can see that that's what makes it individual. That's what gives it its standout nature. If you want to treat yourself to these, I've now got less than 30, I'm being told. 170 carats worth. 8mm rounds. Your price point is rolling down today. Ladies and gentlemen, get your hands on these. 61 is your code, ladies and gentlemen. bit fruity. £12.95 for you today on this natural strand. It's so different to the ones we used to bring you. It's different to ones that you will see when you do your research on kind of, you know, Amazonite beads. These aren't generally the types of colour that come up because they are kind of an extra step. They are an extra grade. They are more difficult to get, and therefore we do have to buy smaller quantities than maybe we once did with Amazonite. But hey, for the quality, for the beauty, for that brightness and individuality, I'm happy to be able to get smaller quantities more often. And at £12.95, I'm happy all the way to the bank, because that's not the type of deal I might normally expect, if I'm honest. Something like these go with a real nice array of colours too. I've got some kind of rose gold. I really like them with,
nice.
Yeah, they work perfectly, don't they, I think?
I think just for some reason it warms them. They're not cold anyway, but they look almost Egyptian, don't they, when you put them with rose gold? It's lovely.
Yeah, it really
nice
gives it a different zeal. Zeal, should I say. £12.95, well done everyone. Really quickly, I will bring those for you if I may. These are your crimp beads. Crimp beads are a great mechanic. You'll get them in your findings pack. You'll tend to maybe get, I think, is it 5 or 10 in your findings packs. You won't get that many when it's your sterling silver, because obviously it's so high end, and you won't get that many when it's got your rose gold over the top either, because your rose gold is, well, it's an expensive, we'll put it out there, it's an expensive metal, your rose gold. In general, it's around about 15% higher in price point than the likes of your white gold on a rose gold at the moment. So the fact that we've been able to get absolutely lashings of it and then absolutely cover sterling silver with it to create these is no mean feat, I can tell you that. And we've done all of that, yet still managed to keep these very workable. When you use these, they fold as opposed to bend, if that makes sense, or they bend rather than fold. They don't get crunchy, they don't get chunky, they don't all of a sudden get all of these sticky out edges that almost look like, like misshapen, You know when you get a piece of paper and you go, and then you hold it back out and you see all the cracks and crevices. It doesn't give that look. It stays smooth, it stays continuous, and it gives a really glorious kind of movement and look to it. This is your rose gold plated 925 sterling silver collection of crimps. You're getting 100 at just £11.95 today. That is a wonderful deal and a wonderful price, but it's something we don't get to see that often at all. Rose gold anyway is a tricky one to buy over the top of sterling silver as mechanics, don't get me wrong. Rose gold, sterling silver to buy, from well-known shops and stores in set jewellery, relatively easy because the markets know a good thing when they see it. But actually, to buy to make your own components, it is difficult to find, and you will be expected to pay a premium. So do get your hands on things like that whilst you can. I'm going to really quickly bring you the yellow gold version now. Again, sterling silver, same situation with these. If you're not sure what a crimp is, essentially it's your beads that will hold kind of your beads in place. It'll hold the ends in place. It gives you a real nice finish to your designs, and it goes over a lot of the time crimp tubes, but it doesn't have to. You can use it for spacers too. These ones used to your gold, with over the top of sterling silver, and we've matched the price on it, which you wouldn't normally expect for the likes of this gold. And ladies and gentlemen, with this, you've got the confidence to be working with high-end metals at a very affordable price. And today, it's all been about confidence. It is Women's Confidence Day, and we've had a competition running. We got you all to message in lots of things that's made you confident, and we did get loads of messages in. We didn't have time to ring them, to read them all out, but don't worry, we did put them all into it wasn't a hat, but a metaphysical hat. Basically, you just randomly scroll and you prick this random number generator and then it pulls out a name. And the winner, who got 2 pieces of Debbie Bulford's, is Sean from West Glamorgan, who said that your best friend, who's also your husband and the best dad to my 2 boys, gives me my confidence. That's lovely. Thank you very much for sending that in, and thank you all for all of your confident messages today. Really, really lovely thing to be able to talk about, I think. And very, very important as well. I'm all about the well-being myself, all about sharing love and confidence, so it's nice to do that today at work. We're over with the lovely Debbie Bulford with her two, we gave you 2 challenges.
You did.
Which was nice. We gave you those lovely elements in the necklace detail, and we gave you those new rubies. Look at how you've worked with those.
I haven't baked it though, so it's still unbaked, but just something different, I suppose.
Great idea on that one. And look, you've really gone to town with it on that necklace with all of those big rubies. The rubies are up on your screen now. We gave you this metal base at the lowest ever price point. That's only going to last until 8 o'clock, so do get those. And then really lovely chunky way you've worked with those two, haven't you?
Yes, I know. I just saw it down here and I thought, right, I'll have a go at that. Just doing a quick ring and a bangle.
Why not? What a great design. I love those. We'll take pictures of them and put them on Facebook for you. When are you with us next, Debbie B?
Another week's time, next Tuesday, I think.
Lovely.
I think.
Thank you so much for today. It's always nice to work with you, and thanks for letting me play along as well.
That's all right.
Lovely to see you today. Have a wonderful, confident evening with The Late Show, and I hope I'll see you very soon. See you then.
There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with Jewellery Maker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with Jewellery Maker.
Did you know that Jewellery Maker's phone number is free from a UK landline? Now you can spend those extra pennies on more shopping.
Here at Jewellery Maker, we love seeing your jewellery creations, learning about your inspiration and reading your blogs. If you write your own craft or jewellery blog, then we'd love to hear from you. Simply tweet us at jewellery_maker UK with your blog link and we'll be in touch.
Are you new to jewellery making? Not sure where to start? Then head over to our website and check out our Get Started page. Watch the welcome message from presenter Carol and find out all about Jewellery Maker. Watch one of our easy to follow tutorials where our guest designers will teach you the basics and give you the confidence to start making earrings, bracelets and necklaces. If you prefer to simply have a go, then check out our starter kits. They contain everything you need, including instructions, tools, gemstones and clasps, allowing you to create your very first jewellery pieces. You can either watch the video tutorial or follow the step-by-step instructions to give you plenty of inspiration. We also have an array of beginners workshops that you can attend here at our studios and join our experienced designers and get a taste for this fabulous hobby. We will guide you through the basics to get you started making your own beautiful jewellery. Everyone is welcome in the jewellery making family, so start your jewellery making journey today. Sarah Elvin brings you her DVD, Friendship Bracelets. This fantastic DVD is filled with excellent techniques to create the perfect friendship bracelet. This includes the chevron style bracelet, the knitted style bracelet, and the crisscross bracelet. Friendships are forever, and so are bracelets. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. Join Mark Smith as he introduces you to the incredible world of macrame. In this DVD, Mark guides you along step by step into all the techniques you will need to get started for some fabulous new designs. This includes the tools of the trade, getting started, incorporating beads, finishing touches, and finally learn how to create the beautiful goddess bracelet. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Hello! Welcome to Jewellery Maker. How are you? I'm Ellie Defoy. It's so good to see you. Oh my goodness gracious me, what have we got planned for you